bag. Oh. Oh, oh! What? Oh, what the hell was the... Okay, no, run.
Did you have to choose my nice deluxe version of Changeling to hide behind?
Yeah, I did now. Woo!
I figured it would dissuade people from harming it. And thus
Kingdom
me.
of Metal sanctifies this chaos.
Damn.
It's been 3 glamour. Shit.
That's 2 years.
Years.
Incredible, right? Welcome to the 2-year club, Crosshair.
You're gonna love it.
Just make it sound so gross.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Wait.
You'll
what?
love my nuts.
Don't you remember the slap chop?
The slap
Oh, of
chop.
course, yeah.
You're gonna love my nuts?
Yep.
And then it became distinctly like less amusing when it turned out that he was kind of a gross guy.
Yeah. Anyone?
So we start with a Mexican standoff.
Yep. We died how we lived in a Mexican standoff.
We're only one obligation away towards completing the marathon. We are so bad.
Woo!
But we're so close.
We're
close.
so bad.
The one Scott will be posted online tomorrow, by the way. If you haven't already watched the VOD on Twitch, it will be on my YouTube channel. Peace.
Last
Will it be online tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
In a format that we can all enjoy?
Yes.
I think so.
Should I just
my-
rewatch it at work? Like
Maybe.
Yeah.
on a loop?
Sounds like a good idea.
Write the recap?
I don't...
Will there be a recap? There's no
I don't
need for a
know.
recap.
I don't
It's a
think so.
one-off.
I think the Journal of Five Paths should write about the one Scott.
Yes.
These 3 crazy fuckers tried to climb a mountain. It was pretty cool, I guess.
We didn't try, we did.
Congratulations. One of them... no spoilers. Never mind.
And then the other one. Oh yeah, that one. Thank you, Crosshair.
Thanks, Crosshair.
For
Thanks, Crosshair.
the pride
The greatest
bits and
lesson
sharing the
is that we all
emotes.
have hairy hearts.
So hairy.
Truth.
Truly. Yeah!
I tried.
How do you feel being back on that side, John?
It's where I belong.
Yeah, I know. I feel more comfortable here.
I wouldn't say that.
I do.
Oh, well, okay.
Real, yeah.
You're allowed to say
I'm
that.
allowed to say that.
Okay, I'm not allowed to say that because all I know is that apparently I need to have a length of wood separating me and Liz at all times.
Very important. Wait. Well, I gotta...
We're just gonna let that one float on. Just like a balloon that somebody let go and nobody really wants to say anything. What the nodding? With the nodding. Gross.
Sheriff of nodding.
Scott, you had a question.
Oh, yeah, I was just very curious mechanically.
Yeah.
Holystrike. Holystrike is an attack
Yes.
as a cantrip.
Yeah.
If I was to use time to cause it to reactivate with 1 success, which is what that does, would I have to roll the attack roll twice?
I would argue because it just reactivates, but just with the one.
1 success. So the threshold goes down, probably.
I would argue no.
Nice. Okay, well, I know what I'm doing next time.
In other words, you basically because you're using time, the next round, it happens again, but only for 1 level of damage.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. I don't think you'd have to repeat that. However, if you miss the first time, you don't get a chance to re-roll.
That makes sense.
Right?
Okay, so you gotta be on your game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I was just curious. You can get back in the change.
I'm not certain that is actually cost efficient for you.
Excuse me.
Because
Because I could be doing something else for those 2 rounds. Or
well,
like for the
you
second
don't
round.
necessarily have to be the advantage that you get around, but you'd have to spend a point of glamour to use time, because
Yeah.
you can't make up that time you have to spend glamour to use.
Okay.
Right?
I don't remember
Book
that,
me.
frankly, but whoa.
Okay, please don't use the sticky note that I've used as a 4th mukbang. It's not even the sticky side,
Whoa.
it's just a piece of
3
paper.
hours
Good,
before.
'cause this
Yeah, I don't want to sticky it. It's just paper.
3 whole hours? Well done, guys.
Congratulations.
That's crazy.
Congratulations, you have earned a gold time skills plaque.
like difficulty goes up by 1. That's a thing. Ooh, whoa, 3 1s. Yikes. Never mind.
This bodes very well.
We ain't rolling again. Dio, thank you for the host.
Thank you,
And
thank
hello,
you.
if you are now here, I would hope. But hello. And hello to all, actually. Any sports fans in the house? Big week for sports.
There's ice disc and hoop ball.
Rubber
Sorry.
bouncy ball net man.
Sphere hoop.
Sphere hoop. Sorry. I love it. That sounds like a
Sphere?
cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Cocoa Puffs and Cheerios.
Oh, today's drink counter is a tricky one. Apparently there is a scenario that might trigger a double drink.
Oh, I'm
If
wrong.
2 players look
Oh,
at each
yep.
other, or if a player looks at another player, I hope it's not that common.
God damn it, Crosshair.
Also didn't know. Kind of feel
I thought it'd be
stuck
pretty
in
cool if we
time
jumped
for a year.
Yeah, if we jump forward a whole year and you've just been like,
Oh, only if we
Above
jump
the city.
forward in time.
We're not gonna let you sit it out.
You guys play the like in-game equivalent of a year, and I'm just not here.
Yeah, I was
When I
just
come back,
thinking
it's like
about
80
that.
sessions.
So,
It's a long
for
time.
Bright Echoes,
Yes.
yeah, after the cantrip ends, it automatically reactivates a second time. By the way, it doesn't cost an extra glamour. I was wrong. It does increase the difficulty by 1.
Right.
It automatically reactivates a second time. It applies the cantrip's effects as though it only rolled a single success, but the first one had to succeed.
Okay.
If it didn't,
right.
it
so if
fails.
it's just gonna-
But then Holy Strike also requires an attack roll.
Okay. Ah.
I would argue that your first attack roll would be all it needed. And then the second one just automatically succeed.
Cool. I like that.
Just because I would want to keep things going.
Going back to what you said before, John, as well, it's true that we only have 1 outstanding marathon commitment left, which is a certain Storyteller podcast episode. Perhaps we could call it a deep dive into the consciousness of John, except we can't because you're already using the term deep dive.
John invented the deep dive.
Eventually.
Right. I don't think he did invent the deep dive.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't think she'd
I
notice
love
that I changed
it.
the overlay.
I hadn't because I can't see from so far away.
Kate and I noticed before while you were
Well,
out.
I knew because John asked me about whether or not the entire bang was okay. And I said,
You're
heck
letting them
yes.
see behind the curtain.
Run!
Sorry. I mean, I knew nothing. I was so surprised.
But at any rate, yeah, last session was kind of wacky. We'll have to get into a recap. I will point out that you guys do have some bookkeeping to take care of, but first, we're going to welcome back She Who Knows 10,000 Things, but also Entropy's Disciple is in the house. He's actually here.
Yay!
Well, that's appropriate for him to surprise us with his attendance or lack thereof.
That's true. Just
Great.
total chaos. We have no idea
Character.
when something's happening or not happening. It's cute.
I'm just trying to make sure that the ribbons aren't bent in the pages.
I am
Then
blanking
that-
after drinking Friday. Oh, since Friday.
That's very different.
That's a considerably different drinking pattern. Guess what, guys?
What?
You actually had the opportunity this time around to spend your experience. Did you actually spend your experience? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no! Oh
I
no!
saw you looking and counting. And,
Oh, no.
no.
We're getting so good at disappointing in sync.
Oh no! That monkey face, there we go. No!
Yay!
Wait a minute. Why did they get sad monkey face and I get mad owl?
Yeah, no.
It's just how the world works.
Yeah. If you don't like it, change it.
So she's just disappointed in you, but she's actively angry at me?
Aragwen, confirm or deny?
Seems fair.
Gotta go.
We're not making excuses, but I assume everybody is saving. for
I've been
something.
saving for something for a really long time, and I will continue saving, and you will continue to be disappointed in me. Sorry.
You must be almost there.
Sort of. I'd be even more there if I could guess a damn drink counter or win a damn play of the game.
There you go.
Oh shit.
So now,
Well,
Dragon's going balls to the wall.
wait. I throw Braum off the mountain. You what? Oh, fuck.
It would be great because then Braum gets to play the game for his crater that he gets
would.
when he lands.
You would. I love it.
Meteor lands in downtown Montreal.
Bromure.
Well, if you didn't spend any experience, at least you can tell me what happened last session because there has been some shit.
Yeah. Oh, shiz.
So we started the session with us still facing off against Marley, who wanted her coat back. So after a little brief exchange, Patches gave her her coat.
Yeah, no big deal.
Except it wasn't actually her coat.
That's it. Marley discovered the fake. The fight continues. There's all sorts of crazy shit happening. Rifle fire, sending Zeron up into the air to slash a wall of birds. Marley does a couple of things that are quite scary in the fight. One, she's able to have everyone forget about her and terrify Patches so much that she takes off. She's able to place Sophia in stasis. Braum's attempt to get her out of stasis succeeds, but turns her into a dragon.
Yes.
Marley is left in the garden. It's like a small shriveled chimera, which, we were like, whoa, what should we do with it? And then the dragon
landed and burned her to death. Well, we don't know, but burned her until it was no more.
Yes, right.
That wasn't the only burning that happened that session, though.
Oh shit, it's true.
So Sophia eventually came to terms with dragon existence and stopped spitting fire and learned to say words again. That was helpful. And we started to hatch a plot because Patches, in addition to being scared AF, also started spending some imbalanced willpower and maybe has gone slightly off the deep end.
That's it.
She was brought downstairs with Claude, was told to stay put by the balefire, and promptly ignored him by casting cantrips on him.
Said, fuck you.
She's been crafting away and went up to talk to Sophia about what they could possibly do with Sophia's new dragony goodness.
Yep.
And a plot was hatched to burn a certain place.
That's right.
Sophia was very excited by the idea of all of her power and decided that she wanted to attack Apford Pharma as a dragon. Convinced everyone to join, including a very reluctant Braum. Patches did not go along.
She was grounded.
We went to Apford, burned it to
I
the
believe
ground.
the line was, now who wants to ride me?
Who wants to ride me?
I said no. FWIW.
We still don't know who exactly took her up on that,
Zeron,
but
Ombi.
No, for sure.
it's possible.
Yeah, so as the Golden Braid and the dragon burnt Abford Pharma to the ground, we were left with a cliffhanger to do with the fact that Patches and Zister came up with something pretty shocking on the whiteboard. I'm hoping it's just a big middle finger, but like we'll see.
Yeah, but next to it.
But next to that, something important too. Yeah?
I guess we'll have to find out the results of all these things. If we're lucky. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Do we have a bet today? I'm not sure if we need one, but
No.
all right. No need. We are ready.
And if you talk back at me again,
Ask me a direct question. Okay.
drink counter.
They know what it is.
Yeah, I think they had already said it earlier.
All right. Then let's go. Too intense.
Okay.
It's not like everything's going to hell right away, right? Right?
Okay.
I
Is
don't
everything
know.
going to hell right
I
away?
mean, there's fire in hell. According to lore.
These days, game designers have realized that one of the most effective ways of increasing your profit margin is to include expansions. Ideas that improve and expand upon the game that you are playing at a minimal cost. You don't have to re-engineer the whole game, and you can attract an audience that's already pretty interested in what you're playing. However, an expansion can only work if you have the original game, typically. What we call sometimes DLC is, of course, predicated on you actually owning the game. Now, there have been times in my youth where I've been playing a game with other people and did not realize they were using the expansion. So you get that moment of, what the fuck, as some rules are introduced that you didn't anticipate. Sometimes there are characters that show up that you had no idea were part of the game at all. New abilities, new restrictions. These all just happen to you, and you had no idea why. Expansions are often good for a game. Sometimes they get the chance to fix old problems. Sometimes they get the chance to give you a new experience with a familiar setting. But if you weren't aware that you were playing with the expansion before you started, you could often find yourself lost. Patches, the whiteboard is usually kept absolutely pristine. Zister's the kind of person who, yes, does buy that, liquid that you use to clean off a whiteboard, make sure that there's no residual marker on it so that it's a clean slate each time. But, of course, as knockers are wont to do, the whiteboard quickly fills up and fills up and fills up. But in the end, something is on there. What is on there?
Can I roll back to slightly earlier into the conversation when we were brainstorming so as to find out which Zister would have most encouraged?
You
I
can
have
do
three
that.
ideas and I can't pick.
I have 3 ideas and I can't pick. Gosh, what a wonderful problem to have.
I have to agree.
What?
Okay,
Free time.
so Sophia never wears her armor, Braum doesn't carry a gun, and the Spark is constantly under attack. We could give Sophia either a cloak that she might actually fucking wear, or a shield, though she's a dragon right now. But I assume that we're gonna try to fix her. So, shield or cloak or both for Sophia. Gun for Braum. Teleforce for the Spark.
What for the spark?
Tesla's secret weapon. The defense grid made out of particle beams. Particle accelerator based defense grid for the Spark. I think I know which one's your answer.
So you're giving me the choice between, if I understand
I mean,
this
I'm probably
correctly,
going to work on all of them, but right now, while I'm stuck
you
here
want to
with you.
replace something because Sophia has an aversion to fashion, just to keep her alive.
Yeah,
you want
she's
to
useful
give
when
Brahm
she's
a
alive.
gun, despite the fact that I'm not entirely certain that I would trust him with one.
He claims to have extensive training.
Then why doesn't he carry one?
Okay. Logic also wins.
And instead you're talking about a defense matrix. Explain me this.
So, with a network of small, oh god, insert jargon here.
So the first thing that you throw
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
Zister just rips into it, calling not only it the worst idea that he's ever heard, but you the worst idea he's ever had, and that perhaps, in fact, pencils might be too complicated a technology for you to use. But he's goading you. Knockers in the creative process are not necessarily terribly polite to each other.
Really?
What?
I need you to roll me your intelligence crafts. But because you are experiencing this sort of epiphany, we're going to make the difficulty 4.
Am I being creative?
Yes.
I agree with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That's a 0.
8, 9.
Wow.
It's slightly.
Science fiction no more.
This could work.
Of course it could. You freaking know it could. But this isn't going to be limited to the spark. This will also be given to the Grand Bestin and Taranar.
You'd give up something that you've already conceived of directly to Taranar. You shell it.
I'm working on.
Here's the
Absolutely,
thing.
but it's not exclusive, and I'm certainly not adding it to my wing of the Grand Bestin. I'm not giving them additional defenses. I'm not giving them the opportunity to fight against Taranar. So if I share any of it, for profit or not, with the Grand Bestin, it's also shared with Taranar.
You realize that this is strong enough that they'll probably prescribe it,
Good.
which means that it will only be available to be built under law.
Boring, but fine.
It's not something about boring. It's that if you don't protect these plans, they could fall into the hands of those who would use it for evil.
I wasn't thinking about sharing the plans themselves.
Hence, prescribed technology. That somebody caught with this technology who didn't have permission to have it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're going to have to use this place as a testbed, and we're going to have to present it to the Grand Bestin before you activate it.
Yep.
Excellent. Now, what are we going to do about you?
I feel like I'm on the edge of a lot of breakthroughs. With the wing of the Grand Bestin, with the loom I'm making for Lenore, with this defense matrix. I want to tap into this. This is what I live for.
You're starting to develop a creative spark in you. Why do you think I named this place what it did? The workshop's going to have to be brought back into full production if this is how you're going to be. But I'm going to need something in return for that.
What's that?
You can't keep going down this path.
Well, hopefully the defense matrix can help with that.
I'm not losing you.
I don't intend to get lost either.
You need to go ravage.
So I'm allowed to leave?
Is that what you're going to do with my letting you leave?
It's just that you said I should stay put, so I was staying put.
You stayed put. You've got something here. Something brilliant.
Have I stopped being a glowing beacon of glamour?
At this point, yes, you
Okay,
have.
Great.
Do you have any glamour
Oh, I have.
ticked off?
I've used 2 of 4
It's
glamour.
full.
Oh yeah,
It's full.
I forgot. I forgot that that's one of the side effects of turning into a balefire, basically.
Holy shit, Pukajutsu, I want it.
I know, right?
Yeah, you have to be in a chat when someone uses the pride cheer, or you have to use it. I'm just waiting for the next bit still.
If you need to take somebody with you, you can do that.
I don't think I'm that fucked.
You're pretty fucked.
Yeah, but I think I can ravage on my own. Just, don't tell the others.
You don't think they know?
What I'm going to be going out to do.
Oh, that. No, you're going to be doing something under my orders. And
Exactly.
they don't need to know those orders.
No.
Get out of here.
I won't take longer than necessary.
And he immediately is starting to just transcribe everything that you've put onto the whiteboard, and I want you to roll me perception empathy. You two are up right after this.
Gird your loins.
Excuse me.
What?
Botch.
Oh dear.
Woo! 9 successes and a botch.
Is it like 3 souls
I have
in a
3
dude?
perception and no empathy.
Woo!
Hey.
All right. Thanks.
It's very kind, Pook.
I'm
Although
just-
none of us are in the chat, so we can't get the emotes.
That's okay.
But other people can.
It's not
Everyone
about
else
us.
can.
This is bigger than
Yeah,
all
this
of
game
us.
isn't about us. Come on.
So as you leave, ew.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Sorry.
We've done that too much.
No, it's still good.
As you leave, there's a question as to whether Zister feels good about what just happened. He's taking down everything on the whiteboard, but there's guilt. Guilt that he's used you.
Make hay while the sun
Well, there's your botch. All right.
make hay while the sun shines. Then I leave.
Do you know what fire from a dragon smells like?
Charcoal?
So that's the funny thing about fire. Fire has distinctive smell, but it depends on what's burning. If it's wood, gas, shit. Any number of things burn, but they all have different things that smell. A dragon's fire, however, specifically this one's, it burns clean. Almost scarily so, because it's so hot and so intense that there isn't anything left except a fine ash. In returning from your trip to the West Island, it has coated all of you to a certain degree. There's just dust in the wind. And there's a certain strange air of finality to the people who are surrounding you. One person elects to travel with Sophia traveling with her. It is somebody who has at least a rudimentary skill in Wayfare, just in case for some reason she stops being able to fly. Which means that Zeron's actually the one who is riding atop her. But for you, Brahm, on the way back, there's a certain grim finality. It's over. It's done. There was some insistence to make sure that the animals that were being kept in the laboratory were released, although there's no indication that they'll actually survive. They were just let loose. But it's gone.
Sure is.
Abford Pharma is gone. And I assume that you're returning to the garden? You can go wherever you want. You're kind of hard to say no to at this point.
I'm gonna take the scenic route. I'm gonna I want to do a little loop-de-loop around the mountain before coming back. Riding a high.
So I want you to roll me your willpower.
Okay.
Difficulty is 7.
Oh boy. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, Crosshair, there's definitely someone like drinking a latte and it's just
3
spilling
successes.
onto their...
Okay. So while you do notice various things that just, those would be perfect to just have, you manage to resist that impulse. I should point out, as it is mentioned in the chat, an Appearance 6 knight riding an Appearance 6 dragon. Sophia certainly makes a handsome dragon, but she doesn't have the equivalent of Appearance 6. Dragons have a different appearance scale, so she's, still quite handsome as a dragon, but she no longer actually effectively has an appearance rating at this time, in that it relates to people.
Right.
You certainly aren't ugly, but you're also no longer a magnificent creature of beauty because you just exist on an entirely different species scale.
Right. Now I'm on the Bernie scale.
Burninating the countryside.
Yes.
That's right.
So, maybe for all you know, like a dragon's gonna come along and be like, oh damn, but
That's a hot dragon, yo.
Yo, how you doing?
Oh, that felt good.
where are you now? Is it while you're still in
Yeah,
flight?
while I'm flying.
Good in what way?
Gotta
So he's
go-
clinging, by the way, like to you. He's not afraid. He can't be,
Isn't, yeah.
but he's definitely holding on very tightly, and you know that he's there, but his weight is almost insignificant.
We have wanted to take on Abford Pharma for so long. For all of the evils that they've done over the years, and we did it. I'm not stupid, I know they'll come back. But they're weakened. We showed them that we are not to be trifled with anymore. I'm exhilarated by it.
There's a spot close to the peak of the mountain. There should be enough room for you to land.
Oh, romantic lookout point? Just they're still flying. It's a dragon, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just gonna fly towards the mountain.
So there's like trails on the mountain, right? And there's a lot of trees. So Mount Royal, where Montreal derives its name, is it's really just a very, very big hill. Like,
Let's be real. Yeah.
no one. It's not like a mountain in that like you have to like climb it with like a pickaxe and stuff like that. It's a very gentle sloped mountain, but it does rise up above the island that is Montreal, and it's mostly park. There's a very large cemetery on the mountain, and there's a few buildings here and there. There's actually also a police horse training facility.
That's right.
but in general, it's a park which people can enjoy. And there are roads that go over the mountain, although those roads have been closed for some time. And I think they're planning on reopening them soon. So there's a lot of people. At the same time, they can't see you. So when you land, there's just this general unease that people sort of start clearing away, and it's a place where you can look out over downtown and see a scattering of lights. Downtown Montreal doesn't have the same kind of very distinctive skyline that some cities do. Our major buildings involve the tallest inclined tower in the world, which is just off the Olympic Stadium, our gray elephant of a mistake that we made in the 1976 Olympics. And the mountain itself, which has a very large cross atop it, meant to honor Samuel de Champlain. But we're a secular government. In St. Joseph's Oratory, but it is a pretty nice downtown view. That's the third time I've been to that place. And it's gone.
Aren't you happy? Or at least relieved?
It's a lot. Yes, I'm pleased to see it go. I'm thrilled, and thrilled enough that I'm not worried about the inevitable questions that will come about as a result of this. We made a decision. Hopefully Lenore won't take the braid away right away.
No, she was in that dream with me. She saw what they were doing. Why do you still seem so unsure?
Because now that it's gone, now that our enemies are scattered, I'm still here, standing with you. I've lived in this city a long time now, and I have only felt like I've just moved forward in the past few months. And this is the most significant change, and it's all happened in one day.
Well, maybe we all needed a little kick in the pants. We've spent so long trying to plan for this so that we could do it right, so that what happened all those years ago wouldn't happen again.
I wanted to ask you a question in private, and I will understand if you choose not to answer, or if your answer changes even by the time we make it back to the Freehold.
I just incline my head.
Brahm's cantrip has altered you. Are you pleased by this? Is it something that you wish to keep?
Forever, no. But I had a choice to make in the garden. I could have stayed in my fairy ring, out of sight, tucked away, and just waited it out. Or I could see that the dreaming had a plan for me in that moment, and it would be such a waste to not do anything with it. So, for as long as I'm like this, I want to use my powers. I want to use my strength. I am happy.
Sophia, you've always had power and strength. great power and strength that you've used to affect the course of politics in this nation for the next generation.
I know, but it was always done so properly. All of a sudden, I'm a dragon.
So you enjoy not being proper.
Well, for a change, maybe. Suddenly, I feel invincible. I can breathe fire. Not just manipulate it, but breathe it, create it. And take out an entire building. More if I wanted to.
It is funny, I suppose, knowing that you've had power all along, and yet it took a different kind of power for you to seize it.
I think we're all like that. You just need to see things from a different perspective. Do you think you would still be who you are if you weren't a member of the Golden Braid or had been a member of the Red Branch? Do you think you would still be trying to right wrongs and stand up for what's right?
I hope so. I could live a very easy life if I chose. I certainly have more than enough people who'd be willing to give it to me. By virtue of the fact of how I look or how I move. And that isn't hollow. It is something that I must remember. But the pursuits that I decided to engage in, music, combat, the ability to make things better, I'd like to think that those things are ingrained within me. That it isn't something that was thrust upon me because I joined a group or because I met a certain person. But I wouldn't be able to tell you otherwise. And I also don't know what I would do had I been given the opportunity that you have right now. I'm just glad it was you.
I am too. I suppose none of us really know what we would do if we were to suddenly become a dragon until we become a dragon.
Out there, there's 3 million people. And there are thousands of Fae. Well, hundreds. Perhaps not thousands. And at the moment, you are perhaps controlling more raw power than any of them could have ever dreamed. So what will you do with it, now that you've destroyed one building?
What should I do with it?
I'm not wiser than you, Sophia, and I would not presume to instruct you as to what you could do. I'm curious.
Let me think on it. Speak to everyone else. I think Brahm especially wasn't a big fan of me just deciding what we were going to do this evening.
There is a certain issue when you take one of the defining moments of his life and change it on a whim.
It wasn't a whim.
Perhaps he will see it differently. I understand you had thought about this for a long time.
And so had he. I just gave him a push.
You may wake up tomorrow and you will not be a dragon.
At least I'll have accomplished something good. I think it's something good. Come on then, let's go back. If there's anything else we should do, while I'm a dragon, I want to speak to everyone.
All right. And he swings back up. Well, he has to sort of climb up a bit, but he gets up.
How fast do you think I can go?
If you want to find out, I'd suggest waiting until the deepest, darkest of night.
All right, fine.
Do you wish to attract a dragon who's been one for much longer than you
No,
have?
I don't want to attract a dragon.
You will be protected.
All right, we'll wait here a little bit longer, and then I'm going to see.
I can't believe it. And Claude just starts smacking the steering wheel. Just bang, bang, bang. I cannot believe it. Look at what we've managed to do.
It is truly unbelievable.
It's fucking gone.
I know, look. I know.
I'm never going to have to go back there. I'm never going to have to stand outside looking like an idiot, wishing that I could be inside, just so that I could hate it even more. I feel like we've lanced a boil.
Or closed the chapter of the book.
Evil's not a book. Banality is not a chapter. It's going to be everywhere.
What do you mean evil is not a book?
The story doesn't end, my friend. You might think that because we have destroyed the building, that somehow it will bring closure, it will bring peace. We are a wheel that is constantly turning. And just because that wheel gives us the opportunity to access greatness, it doesn't mean that there won't be more.
That's very philosophical of you, Claude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, do you want a beer? I could get you a beer. Perhaps you would like a wine spritzer?
I was not surprised, Claude. I was merely commenting.
I'll mend your shoes. You just have to not look for like a moment and they'll be fixed.
My shoes are fine.
Are you sure?
I look at them?
Oh yeah, they're fine.
Oh, okay. Got me, I
He's just being a dick.
No. No, Claude, I suppose I grew into this life that I've had now for some time. I grew into it understanding that all of the fairy tales I read as a child are true, and that they have come true, and that I am the embodiment of that spirit.
But did you ever have a fairy tale where you fucked up, turned your friend into a dragon, and then she decides to just destroy the building where once you lost your wife and best friend?
No, but that does sound like a pretty sweet story.
You know, that's the part that's actually difficult for me. I feel like this is sort of the moment that I should be standing somberly, looking at a photograph of the two of them and saying, like, we finally did it, and then we would all cry, but instead I just want to scream out into the window.
Maybe you should.
We can celebrate this. We can accept a win. And you also managed to kill whatever the fuck that thing is which wanted the coat. I mean, look, that's not bad. I mean, the worst thing about all this is that somehow we're going to have to tell Sophia's dad that maybe there's a reason he can't see his daughter a little bit. She is...
I imagine to him this whole thing feels like a bit of a fever dream.
He's been wearing that coat forever. The fever dream has been his life. It also is why I can understand why he has said what he has said. It may very well be possible that the only reason he's been able to create up until this point is because he's had the inspiration of the dreaming beside him, and that he has grown dependent on it. It is a difficult thing. Mortals do not experience bedlam the same way that we do. At the same time, it is... and then you hear just from the side... Are you sure that we're supposed to get into this now? Oh no, wait, Kyoko stayed behind, didn't she? Who stayed behind with her dad? Fuck.
Talus.
Yeah,
Talus did,
I
right.
think
That was my
'cause
suggestion.
Sophia
Yeah, it was Talus.
gave Brom the opportunity to like decide. 'Cause he
Yeah,
was
I think
mad.
it was
Yes. Sure
You
wish it
did
was in that
resize
recap.
that window, John, so you have to click out and in for the chat bot. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
That's all we're gonna do.
I turned to her.
We have other things to worry about now, as much as I'd love to celebrate this.
Right. Brahm is like looking at her, thinking back, how much does she know?
Why don't you explain it to me? I could always use a man to explain more things to me.
It doesn't seem... Well, there is much to be done, but I would assume you are referring to the respite we bought, our new residents at the Spark. Ramsia and Lal.
Your friend is a dragon,
Yes.
and you aren't entirely sure how that happened.
No, I'm very sure how that happened. I'm trying to repress the feeling that I have right now that I may have destroyed her life forever. You'll excuse me for not wanting to engage you on the subject.
Destroy her life?
I can't remember the last time of hearing of someone holding court in the form of a dragon. But perhaps there have been some examples.
I don't believe that she's ready to join House Aiel yet.
No, I don't think so either.
She can't even fit inside the freehold.
Well, that we could... That's temporary. I called upon the power of the dreaming. In that battle, I thought we were going to lose Sophia. And not just for the fight, but for a long time. I did something a little reckless.
Not reckless. It can't be about you.
That's right. That's right, you told me.
So, how are you doing? Because in here, with me, with Claude, we can discuss this. When we get back, it's not going to be about any of us. It isn't even going to be about Abford. It's going to be about making sure that everybody is happy and taken care of. You're not sorry.
Lady Kyoko, I agree that something must be done. I simply don't have enough knowledge of this sort of transformation to know how it could be reversed. Or if it will simply reverse itself over time. The effects of the dreaming can warp permanently.
It's true. Sometimes the dreaming will let you change shape, and who would possibly know about that sort of thing? No one, really. I imagine that it's a very rare circumstance.
If only we had some sort of Cathane who could sort of transform back and forth at will between a human form and another. Kind of give us some insight into how that transformation process might work.
No.
No.
Terrible, really.
I know. Perhaps I could find one. I pick up
And
her-
then
go
she
ahead.
she just bows her head for a second. Can I ask you to roll your perception empathy?
Hi.
I hope you botch too. That'll just be peaches and cream.
Peaches and cream. Gotcha. 2 successes.
Kyoko is trying to keep herself together by focusing on Brahm
Okay.
and perhaps being a little overly critical of him because she's about this close to just losing it.
Yeah.
Patches. I have a quick question for all three of you, and then we're going to move forward in time. Patches, do you intend to carry out what Zister has asked you to do? How do you intend to do that?
I'm going to take the little underground path from Westmount Square to the Alexis Neon to the Forum and find some sad, lonely people, either at the restaurant arcade or in one of the foreign films at the AMC.
Okay.
And, yeah.
And then what?
You know, take them aside to one of the sad, lonely corners of those places and talk to them about what they were just doing.
And then just manipulate their sad, lonely natures?
Yeah, it's the Destroyer of Illusions, I think it is. It's 263 or 236
It's a really good
or something
ravage
like
threshold.
that. Somewhere.
Sounds
something
awesome.
In that.
Destroy illusions. Oh my god.
Yeah.
263, I think.
Mine's so lame compared to that. Kidding. Kidding.
I
Be
might
a good
wrong.
person.
I mean, it says
ended with a
help
3.
those in need, so like, yeah, actually.
All right, so you're gonna ravage.
Bottom of that table.
So what
by
you're
your
going to
feet.
do is you're going to roll a number of dice equal to your banality. You gain
Oh,
glamour
God.
points equal to the successes, although you are going to gain no glamour. You are going to potentially reduce one of your things. However, if you fail, you'll gain a point of banality. If you botch, you'll gain a dot.
Too bad I didn't have any willpower to spend on this.
It's true. It is too bad.
Rip.
That's one success.
Nailed it.
So you can remove one of your imbalanced willpower.
I need more banality.
Now, you can do it again if you want.
Nope. I'm gonna wait for a bit before trying that again.
There.
Okay. Sophia,
Everything's
where do you
okay.
go after you zoom?
After we zoom, we're gonna zoom back to the spark.
You're going to zoom?
And I'm gonna settle in the garden, basically.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a second. Brahm,
Yes.
is there anything that you're doing specific?
Oh, just to cap off that last scene, Kyoko is really trying to hold it together, and
Yeah, she's sitting in the back.
the last thing she said was, or the last thing I said was, if only we could find someone like blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to reach out and take her hand tenderly, and then just look at her if she looks at me and just say, found one.
I'm not transforming today.
Okay. But I keep a hold of her hand, if she'll let me.
Yep, she lets you. But there was this very heavy, final look on her face when she said it. As in, if you even think about arguing with me about this particular action right now, I will not be okay.
She could kick my ass. For sure. I feel pretty, anyway, okay.
But she's like, no transforming. Okay. Do you return to the spark afterwards, Patches, or do you go home?
Spark.
So all of you are back in the garden at this point.
Looking up at a dragon in BT.
And I'm pretty fast.
No, you're definitely faster than like a car, but you are not like a car going normal speeds. But you're not terribly quick. Dragons are very large.
Built for power.
They're built for power. They're not built for
Alright.
speed. So like the thing is, you can go as the crow flies, which is great, and you can probably get up to speeds of like, I don't know, 70 kilometers an hour, which is very fast.
I'd like to try to get up to that speed.
It takes you some time to get up to that speed though. Like your acceleration isn't fantastic, but yeah, you get there. When you get back down to the garden, you realize that Zeron flew off you and is now pancaked somewhere on, René Levesque, and he's
dear.
just like,
He has at least one dot of wayfaring.
no, he's dead.
No, he used Chronos, so he just falls really, really, really slowly. But
The impact
doesn't
is still
change
like,
physics.
No, not at all.
It's flat.
No, he still manages to hold on, and then when you get down, you see that of course his hair is like magnificent at that speed atop you. It doesn't whip so much as it floats.
Sorry, thank you.
Your hair looks fantastic.
The dragon thing?
That's funny. The griffin never said that.
What was better, me or the griffin?
I had to share the griffin.
Ah!
I don't. Rob comes out at this moment. He goes, "I don't like this very much. Still makes me uncomfortable."
So as you're all basically back in the garden at this point, Claude's gone off to try to find drinks for everybody.
Mission accomplished.
Very much so. It's gone for now.
I want you to roll me your stamina,
some dirt.
please.
And my
You
stamina
missed it.
hasn't changed, right?
No, your stamina hasn't changed. Your soak is now considerably different, but your stamina has not changed.
1 success.
Okay, so all this flying and all this fire breathing, you're pretty tired. Not like I'm gonna conk out, but like definitely like I had a pretty full day.
Yeah. Little dragon's
Yes,
big day.
Yeah.
And you are very hungry and very thirsty.
There's a nice pond.
Yeah, how does the pond look? Does it look appetizing?
Yeah, to you, yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm gonna trundle over to the pond.
Thing is, Sophia, if you were normal drinking this pond, probably not. Like it would be okay, right? Like it's a dreaming pond, so it's not like
But I know what's happened in this pond. I've been in this pond,
Yes.
nude many times with other people.
yes.
So
Self-cleaning.
Yeah.
Like plants and stuff.
But as a dragon, oh, it's refreshing.
yep.
It's kind of like soaked human flesh.
Nice.
so very
No,
appetizing
Thank you. Yeah,
for a
exactly.
dragon.
But in terms of eating, that's another question.
Where's Claude?
I think he's inside looking for
He's going to
drinks.
eat Claude.
She's gonna eat clothes.
She's going to eat Claude.
I want
No.
some food.
And
Of course.
Claude would be the one with the highest body fat percentage.
Do you think you could ask him if
Absolutely.
I'm awfully
Thank
gamey.
you.
There's practically no fat on this at all. I'm all
Mostly
protein.
fur. I walk in.
Kyoko, how are you?
Mostly
I'm not okay. I don't like going there.
I'm sorry that you did, and I kind of look over at Brom because I didn't want.
I
her
would
to
never
go.
have forgiven myself if I hadn't.
Yeah, like nod back with a bat. Nobody liked going there. The
Well,
place was
I
awash
liked
in
watching it burn to
banality.
the ground. That was a pleasant feeling for me.
I'm happy for you, Lady Sophia.
tomorrow I'll be happy. Tomorrow I'll be happy.
What we have done is an accomplishment, and I would like to be the first to congratulate our Baroness for this. And I go to toast my drink, but I don't have one yet. All right.
So Claude comes out, and Claude is carrying the following.
Can't wait. Okay.
So he's got a tray of whiskeys set out. He has a 40
Wow. Okay. All right.
on him, and then he has a skull bottle of vodka.
Wow. It's pretty badass.
He hands the skull bottle of vodka to the dragon.
Is it uncapped already?
Yes.
Excellent.
He hands the whiskey to everybody else. You're not just gonna bite through the glass. You're not just gonna be like.
I'm not that metal. Not yet.
And he pops the 40. So that would be, for Kung Fu Fighters, a 40 would be like a
Big old can of
40
beer.
ounce beer.
Like if you ever seen those tall Arizona cans of green tea, same size. That's a lot.
Yeah, a liter bottle of beer is a good way of putting it.
I don't know what it says.
And he walks to the edge of the garden. It feels so stereotypical. And he just starts pouring
Oh my god.
that off the edge of the building.
Claude.
It is for my homies who could not bear.
There are other ways to honor one's homies.
Okay, do you want to take a crack at it?
I think you're probably going to prefer your method.
I mean, it's falling like 13 stories. It's amazing. Someone down there is going
Like
to get
the
that awful
can is
surprise.
empty before the liquid hit the ground.
Yeah.
I just want to take hold of the bottle and chip it back in my mouth.
So you're just shooting the whole thing?
Yep.
Wow.
Stamina 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is that because Soak's gone up, but
But her body weight is much higher
yeah,
than it
that's
has
true.
been.
That's a good point.
Not anymore. It's
Now it's empty.
Yeah.
Once again, I would like to be the first to congratulate our Baroness on her incredible work tonight. What we were able to accomplish is monumental, and it closes a chapter on part of our lives.
Fucking
I know.
chapter. And he just like
Yeah,
shakes the last little bit out of it,
Don't
but he
know.
doesn't drop the bottle.
we don't
off.
all agree on the metaphor, but the point is, there is much work still to be done. But Lady Sophia, I would be like to be the first to say thank you. This was the right thing to do. And I'm glad you could see past an old humbug like me.
Well, just because I'm a dragon doesn't mean I get to be the boss of all of the plans and decide what we do all the time. And I'm sorry that I behaved that way. I'm glad that I got what I wanted, of course. I'm glad we did it. I think it was the right thing to do, and you're welcome. But I don't know how long I'm going to be like this. And the next time we decide to use my power, it should be a discussion. So let me know if you have any ideas.
I will. Perhaps we could line up the whole vampire population of this part of the world in a row.
It's really a horrifying image, bro.
It would be efficient.
I used to write a number down last session. Did you?
Yes. I actually just noticed that, and I was like, Yes. It was a glamour roll that I made. Yeah. Yes. Do you want to know the number of successes that I rolled? The number was 3.
Let me ask you to roll glamour again, please.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Oh right. I get it. Coming up.
Claude, is there any food around? Or should I go hunting or something?
I believe that if I got everything out of the kitchen and brought it to you, it would not be enough.
All right.
A big old goose egg?
Like, cancelled by ones, yeah. It's bad, eh?
That's the way it is, isn't it?
I don't know which way these rolls are going, but I wonder how long you're gonna have to stay this way, Liz.
We could try to conjure up enough food for you.
Ooh.
Ideas?
How to summon a sheep.
No, but that's actually a good
Like
point.
oat?
Do you need to eat real food?
We could just go ahead and find Dallas. We could be like, hey, come on over here.
Lady Sophia is a
Talus
chimera
is
now, no?
capable of summoning fruits.
Sorry, say that again?
Talus is capable of summoning fruits. I am completely
that's-
purposefully dodging that suggestion.
That's gauche.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Pride Month in like 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
All right, well,
really
I could
not
just,
what I was referring to.
I could go into somebody's dream and chow down and then come out again.
Would it work?
I don't know.
Or you could just
I don't think we
go
should have a
off
dragon
and
in someone's dream.
chow down in real life.
It should
There are
work.
farms and fields.
Oh,
It should
Oh.
work.
Who wants to dream up a dragon
who
feast?
wants to dream of a farm of steak for me?
It will not be me.
All right.
I will not sleep.
I don't know if my dreams are safe right now.
I will do this for you, Lady Sophia.
Thank you, Brom.
Oh, I ruined it. You ruined my fun.
I mean, I was trying to pose it as a challenge.
Oh.
You ruined my fun. Oh, if only. Anyway.
Just put our heads together while we sleep, and then you can go like in one ear and out. You know what I mean? They can go through both. That's how that works. I know. I'm so sorry. Never mind.
Putting like someone's ear to another ear and
Wait, hang on. I'm not asleep yet.
Zeron-
Wait, Sophia.
Zeron goes into the exhaust. Then he comes back out and he's carrying a chair. And he sets it down on some of the cobblestones close to the lake. And he sits in it.
Hey, can I roll perception empathy to try to figure out if something's happened to him?
Yeah, please botch.
I would love to, but I am rolling 6 dice.
Jesus Christ.
the cute dice.
That wasn't a success. 3 successes.
He is genuinely concerned for Sophia's safety.
Oh man. It's all Brom's fault. No, it's not. We've been over this, guys. Don't worry.
All right, well, Brom,
You know what the funny thing is?
I'm hungry. Oh,
What?
People think that guard duty generally means a man standing alone, the wind blustering his cape. Most guard duty is spent sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a long night.
It's usually really boring. Do you have some entertainment? Do you want someone to stay up with you?
I'm used to it,
Cool.
but you're welcome to if you wish.
Brom, you can even sleep in your bed if you want.
In your state, I'd recommend a good night's rest.
I can get in your dreams from anywhere.
True.
If you need help, I could
True.
get some warm milk, a dash of nutmeg.
Nightcap.
I could, I mean, that's not restful sleep, but
It is for her.
what do you want as a nightcap?
I trust your instincts.
I mean, technically, I could give you my cap.
Ugh.
No,
Get out of
it's
here.
incisor.
Boo!
Were you able to... I know you wanted to spend some time in the workshop. While we were away, were you able to do so?
Yep.
John, are we getting glamour off of Patches?
No,
I've
not anymore.
stopped being a beacon.
Boo!
It was for one scene, or 2 scenes, I should say, but those scenes are gone.
Blast.
Damn
You
it.
were
Oh, no,
off
I only destroyed
burning the
Effort Pharma.
countryside.
Fuck.
I know, I'm
Oh,
just,
I was
I'm
grounded.
low, man.
Just
I need a hit.
You need a hit, man. Let's
And I
go.
can't get to the balefire. This is a problem.
Well, I could sleepwalk down to it, and then you'd still be in my... No, I'm kidding.
What?
What? That makes sense.
go to bed.
I'm going.
Claude brings you a white Russian.
Nice.
Are you like purposefully
Downing
maintaining
the
eye contact?
whole fucking thing because I usually serve tall.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Claude is intimidated.
Milk before bed.
All right, with
very
4 successes
Yeah.
on a perception empathy roll on Patches, what is Claude supposed to get from that?
You told me that I should sleep, so I'm going to sleep. Basically, fine, I'll follow your orders. Like, certain amount of like petulance and yet still following the rules that she is being set upon her.
So in other words, it's fine, I'll go to bed, Dad.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So you go to bed. You go to bed. You.
Go to bed. Before I do so, I'm just going to clap Claude on the shoulder again and say, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I would like to lick Brom's head as my bunk.
Oh,
So, okay, here's the thing.
I'm taking a lot of damage from this. Eh?
You lick Brom's head. Brom,
Yeah.
her tongue feels very hot. Like taking a moist, hot water bottle
Yeah.
and just running it along the back of your head. Your hair
Yeah.
sort of sticks out and just does not.
Damn it. I just tamed this wild beast.
It's like a cow lick, but dragon-sized.
Right, dragon lick. Exactly. All right, Lady Sophia, you made your point. I'm sorry, by the way, that I've been so uncomfortable around you. For a long time, dragons were beasts to be hunted. For some time in my life. They are of course,
Somewhere
no
little
longer.
one sheds a single tear.
Oh, I know. Oh, God. It is, of course, no longer, but you have to understand old habits.
Well, now they're not beasts to be hunted, they're beasts you create.
Oh, shit.
I'm not angry with you, Brom, if that's what you're worried about.
No, I'm not worried about that at all.
Can I roll on that?
Do you have to? Okay.
I mean, I don't know, do I have
My
to?
manipulation subterfuge is 3. If you need that as a sense.
So does that mean it's my diff?
Oh, I'll ask John.
Just roll your manipulation subterfuge.
Nice. Come on, successes. That is a failure.
I only got 1 success, so that was for a pretty big pool.
One success is better than a failure.
Sure is.
True, bud.
So you do think I'm mad at you?
Yes, that's correct. Well, good night.
Good night, Brom, and thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna like give him a little nudge.
Good God. Oh, good Lord.
So, Brom, what do you dream of that night?
Well, I'm trying. I mean, I know Sophia can craft and so like I'm aware of this, but I want to give her something to sort of play with.
It's just the hall of people I find attractive.
Look, I don't know how did
Just
they get
eat
in
them. Just eat them all.
here? Wait, how did Talos get in here? I don't. Okay. But no, this sort of
Reginald,
Reggie.
Reggie.
Yes, of course.
Lady Sophia.
I'm picturing
Dragon
those like at two places, those like spears of meat, but like just a hallway of them.
They're
Nice.
all like rotisserieing or
Yeah.
whatever.
That.
I'm dreaming of the rolling green countryside of Wales, where I've been briefly.
When was Brom at Wales?
He was like 12. I don't know.
Daddy, why are all the names so long, Daddy? And they don't know how to use vowels.
Yeah. So he's dreaming of this because he knows that at least one sort of dragon myth that he knows of is, of dragons stealing like livestock. and
Oh,
so on.
you mean Sir George and the Dragon, where, dragons die?
Not that one specifically.
You're talking about the dragon that's on the Welsh flag.
Yes.
Ah.
But also that it's kind of based in myth
Right.
and so on. That's what I'm dreaming.
There's plenty of food.
Excellent.
It's eating them is an interesting experience. So, Sophia,
Yeah.
this is gonna sound strange, but how do you eat the meat?
I think that the idea of eating raw meat is still weird to me. So I think I'm going to roast everything first. Yeah. Pretty much. And then consume it. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Essentially.
Ram you.
That's right. Balls.
Oh, so Brom's just counting sheep, but he's like 1,
And she's just lying there with her
2.
mouth open,
3.
with like fire just constantly in a small stream.
Worst dream of his life.
This is truly the worst dream I've ever seen in my life.
It's the worst dream of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Aragwen with the win. Better.
But then when you exit the dream, problem is, when you exit the dream, you exit
One of Callus's legs.
where Brom is.
Oh shit.
So,
Sorry guys.
My house. This freehold is like a home to all of us. This is going to be
so you are, at one point, Brom, you are having a lovely dream. There's a small woman curled up next to you for support. And then, and then your room is filled with a dragon. And by filled, I mean your bed instantly collapses and crashes, splintering into pieces. Your mattress is fucking destroyed. Your bookshelves are all gone.
my shit.
Your
Oh my shit.
the desk that you have gone. The Nintendo Switch that Kyoko takes to bed is pulverized. As
You're gonna pay
Sophia
for this,
just
Lady Sophia.
You made me.
and then
I roll off
you
my
get the distinct impression
bed and
that
grab my
you
rifle.
are squeezing, not destroying, but definitely squeezing up against Brom and Kyoko to a certain degree as you are inside, and then
I didn't think this through. Ow.
oh,
Can someone make me small, please? I can't get out. Help.
You should just call upon the dreaming again and see what that
I
does.
will burn you to death, Bron.
I mean, I was dreamed of a threesome. This wasn't how I
Oh,
wanted
my
it to
God.
go.
Lady Kyoko. It's not really the time.
We need to
Oh,
get
I'm sorry.
patches.
I'm like
Is
We
this a
need to
time
get
for
patches.
solemnity?
tiptoeing through the
Well,
spark,
we are gonna die.
trying to figure out what this huge noise was.
So I'm gonna ask for the both of you to roll dexterity, difficulty 9.
Oh,
Just
great.
Dex?
Just dex.
I am sure-footed.
Nope.
No.
I don't think you have any footing at all right
Yeah,
now.
that's a good
I
point.
got a success.
Nice.
Wait. Oh, okay. I thought that was a 1.
Whew.
That would have been close.
Kyoko actually needs to roll
2
as
successes.
well. 2 successes. Wow. Okay, this might actually work out for everybody.
I don't know if it. I don't know.
What, the threesome?
Then we lost.
Hey.
Kyoko also rolled a success.
What was that gift that Aragorn posted for Brom?
Oh, it's probably the dude on the toilet from Jurassic Park.
Oh, got it.
That's what I would assume.
Oh yeah, where's
There's
the
a
goat?
goat. Splat.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
So, that means that all three of you managed to arrange yourself in such a way that nobody's like crunched to the point where they can't breathe. But unfortunately, the dragon's in front of the doors, both the door outside and the door to the bathroom.
All right, well.
She's about to get fucking shot. Blat.
Is there anyone out there? Sorry. Is there anyone out there?
No, you can speak. Like your head is.
Keep your voice down, Brom.
Or what?
I don't want to wake everybody up.
This is a bit of an emergency.
I'm awake, Sophia. You're inside.
Hi, Patches. Can you make me small, please? And carry me out to the garden?
I didn't know it was possible to make you feel small.
For a blanket.
Thanks.
I thought
It would be much appreciated.
quite a rude awakening. Okay, and I'm
I
like
also
gonna
thought
like
that it was my last
open
moment.
the door.
Incidentally, Kyoko's like completely nude.
I
Patches
haven't
in
seen
like
before.
a tank top and like ratty shorts.
Right. I mean, I'm a dragon, so
Probably
I have no
his
clothes on.
Silk pajamas.
Fucking bro.
Cool.
I'm kidding,
Patches.
obviously.
Hi, Patches. You can't see her. You
No,
basically
she's
see
like,
dragon
yeah,
butt.
Yeah. I
Patches.
feel like I see her like knee or whatever.
Actually, when you open the door, a tail just rolls out into the
Reading
hallway.
room.
On the plus side, Brom, your dream was delicious. So there's that.
I'm so happy for
You both go to my penthouse and sleep up there. I feel terrible.
Lady Sophia, you don't have to feel terrible. This is something that has been inflicted upon you.
No, go after I get out of here, go up to my place.
I mean, I did know that
insist.
the first time that Brahm and Sophia and I would share a bed, it
is
would probably not
Fae
survive.
3?
Chimera.
I am
are,
Chimera, which I think is
3. It is 3.
3, yeah.
No, she still counts as Fae too.
Oh, well, either way, I'm still good. That is 1, 2 successes because I didn't bother bunking.
I think your bunk was looking at my butt as a dragon.
Yeah, bunk bed.
Just looking at it and being like,
Let's assume that you did a first level bunk.
Cool.
So
3 successes. So you shrink down to 1/4 of size.
Fabulous. That's pretty good.
A quarter size will be enough that you could squeeze out of the door with some difficulty, but you could. And then you would be small enough that you could kind of go through the hallway and back outside.
That's what I'm going to aim to do.
Cool.
Go to my apartment. Ow, ow, ow. I mean, go to my apartment.
Do you need something to help you get through the door?
No, I'll figure it out.
We must have something in here that will be able to help you squeeze through. And then she heads off into the bathroom. And then she comes back and she's got some like moisturizer.
All right, lotion me up.
Am I really burning through more glamour
So-
and risking more nightmare?
So she just starts like applying lotion on the outside.
Feels kind of nice.
It just slides against your scales
It
like
doesn't. I don't feel anything.
I don't feel anything.
and then eventually it like you just tumble out into the hallway, not head over heels, but you're outside. And Kyoko kind of looks you up and down. It's a more manageable size.
Still a dragon.
Of course you are. Oh, my save games.
Thankfully,
I'll
the
buy you another one. I'm sorry
Guard.
about
That's
your
not
games.
how it works, Lady
has
Sophia.
double doors.
Shut up, Brom. Go to my apartment. Have a good night's sleep. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually slept well in Sophia's apartment. And she starts walking towards the elevator.
Ever. He starts to trot off after Kyoko. Lady Kyoko, is there anyone to spend time with Lady Sophia? don't want her to be alone.
I'm gonna quickly assess the structural damage.
She's going to be outside with
So
Zeron.
Zeron is still there, of course.
That's all right. Come on. Let me show you something really interesting. And she presses the button.
Okay. I don't...
And as the doors close, you're not too tired, are you?
Well, no, I suppose not.
Another
what?
gift.
Oh. Well, we'll see. Oh.
I am death.
So tiny.
So cute.
So when you head back outside, you see Zeron sitting there and just... Hello?
Hello.
Thankfully, the doors to the garden are much wider, so it's a little easier for you to go through.
I want to start like rolling around in the grass to get the lotion off.
It's really cute. That probably looks like a dog.
Well, good night.
Here. And he walks over and just with his hands, he brushes some of the debris away. Make sure that there isn't anything caught between your scales.
That's nice.
And then you see that there is a nest on the ground. He has laid grass and sort of weaved a slight bed. It's much larger than your quarter size, though.
That's good because this won't last very long.
Yeah, one scene.
Oh shit.
Shh.
Thank you. That's my butt.
Yes.
So you fall asleep.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that Zeron sleeps too, that he doesn't just stay awake.
You need to be guarded.
I'm gonna open up one of my wings once I've gotten to a bigger size, not crushing him at night. Let me be the big spoon. You're a fucking dragon!
Holy shit. What if you accidentally sneeze in the night? You're gonna burn him alive.
I'll turn away from his face.
So put him in
He
your
very-
left
he
arm,
very
'cause,
carefully
Canadian
pull-
instincts.
Yep.
Takes his sword
Yeah, that's right.
and places it just outside the nest. And then unloads his gun
He's got like so
and
many
puts it
weapons.
just outside the nest. And then he lies down
Yay.
under the wing. Sadly, he did not survive.
What if you roll over in the middle of the night? There's so many things that could go wrong with it.
Burning.
Just yeah, like on fire.
As long as the structural integrity of the spark isn't at risk.
No, I mean, Sophia and Brahm's bed is like gone.
I don't give a
and
shit.
they've probably like they're gonna need some new shelves and like the floor is all scratched
The
up
room's
and the
ruined,
rooms are
but
scratched
As long
up.
as the building isn't going to collapse,
No.
go back to bed.
So like imagine the room that we're in right now. It's got pretty high ceilings. So she basically appeared in the room to the point where it was just like if you crawled into a box that was just a bit too big for you, but like you're still all kind of
Yeah.
crammed in. That's kind of what it was more like. Sophia's a running dream and yeets Zeron. No! I believe I can fly.
You can for a time.
For a time.
That's funny.
Sophia,
Yes.
I want you to roll me your willpower, please.
Zeron's shiny.
He's so shiny. So you have to possess him.
Remind me the diff for willpower. Is it 6?
For this particular willpower roll, it's 5.
This.
It's not a
3 successes.
yeah, not a big deal. So when you wake up, the first thing that you realize when you wake up is that you can feel Zeron's heartbeat against you,
Good.
and you can smell him more than you've ever been able to like. And he's she, so obviously he smells amazing. And then you realize that you are absolutely still a dragon.
Well, shit.
Well,
The sun is just rising, so you haven't slept for long, but you still feel invigorated.
so maybe
Regain
I regain
willpower.
the willpower.
All of you can regain a willpower.
Yay.
Patches, what is your unseelie legacy?
Knave. Which is don't shelter people from harsh truths and shit.
Okay, so just one
Shit.
willpower. You haven't really sheltered anybody from. Sorry, failed to shelter people from any harsh truths recently.
True talk, yeah.
So, Brahm, you may be wondering why you regained willpower, because obviously you had a pretty interrupted night.
Brahm interrupted. That's right. It's the movie, but I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Kyoko has suggested something that is not sexual in nature, but does involve Sophia's apartment.
I just have to erase a sex P that I put on there a little premature.
You son of a bitch.
My mistake.
No. Kyoko will not do that to somebody unless she was like, go ahead, use my apartment. Use my apartment.
I feel like that dragon waggled its eyebrows. Never mind.
How dare you?
How dare
That was
you?
just my butt.
Oh, I can see how I'd be confused.
It was just the butt.
So-
However, what she has suggested instead is she has collected some of the various plants and flowers in here, and she has set them outside so that Sophia can see them from the outside, as opposed to like. So she set them like either in the window or just outside, but she did that at night. And then I'm going to make you breakfast in bed.
Okay.
If you spill any, you'll be roasted alive.
Right. High pressure. I'm good under pressure.
Do you like French toast?
Do I like it? I love it.
Go to sleep.
That's very kind of you, Lady Kyoko.
I want you to do me a favor and let me make you happy today. So just rest. I'll bring it when it's ready.
And Braun just goes, poof, and just rolls over.
Patches, you feel considerably better. You are a lot less foggy than you once were. However, you know that you haven't shaken it yet.
Yeah.
Except at 9 a.m. Are you awake at 9 a.m.?
Patches is generally an early riser.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and dead. The elevator doors open up, and there's a man standing there, and he is wearing a 3-piece suit. The suit's inner lining, because of course his jacket is open, contains swirls that are just a mere extension of the ones on his face. There's a very small, jaunty driver's cap set upon his head, cocked in one fashion, and his hands are covered in gloves that look like the most luxurious dragon hide that he could find. And he's wearing spats.
Nice.
He's carrying a briefcase with an extremely elaborate locking mechanism. And on the outside, you see JG monogrammed.
Ah, Zhang Yi. I mean, maybe. Ears.
Keep
That bottle.
bottle.
Okay.
He walks in, and he's got this briefcase, and he sets it down right on the bar, and he places his hands very lightly on the outside and twiddles them in a very specific but elaborate pattern, and the latches click open. Now, I should point out, he can't see out into the garden because of the frosted glass. He opens it up, he pulls out a file folder, and he checks his watch, and his watch looks like a sundial.
So this is a knocker, right?
It's a knocker.
Yeah, you mentioned this one. Cool.
And it sort of is swiveling almost like a compass, but it also looks like a sundial. And then he claps it closed, and he sits and he waits for somebody to notice that he's arrived. He helps himself to some coffee, 1 sugar, no cream.
Do you have an appointment?
Fucking psychopath coffee?
Well, now, I do think that I have an appointment already.
Oh?
I believe that appointment is with you.
Is it with me?
You see, it appears that destiny has brought us together.
Destiny, you say?
My name is Jig Grifter, and I am about to make you the best known knocker ever.
What makes you think that I'm not already the best known knocker?
Well, listen. A hero as fine as you, everybody understands that. But you haven't exactly... Are you smoking inside the exhaust? Blowing smoke directly into his face?
Yeah?
You don't like people named Grifter.
Yeah.
You know? I wouldn't either.
Now, I understand that you are a heroic type, but I also understand that you have never created something that we could license until today. I represent a certain business conglomerate that I think you might be interested in.
No.
Well, now, it wouldn't be very kind of you to turn me away without hearing what I have to offer.
Well, I guess I'm not very kind.
I thought you might be a tough customer. You look like a tough customer. In fact, as I understand
Wasn't dragon hunting made illegal just a few months ago?
it... Oh, these? Oh, please. These have been in my family, passed down about 1,000 years now. You'd be surprised how durable a pair of gloves can be, as long as you know somebody who can take good care of it.
Yeah, you know. Hurting innocent chimera for fashion.
Innocent? Well, now, come on. You've heard the stories of how dragons can potentially be innocent or guilty.
Oh yes, they come in all shapes and sizes, I know, but you're just not making a very good first impression. You cut to the fucking chase or you're out.
But this isn't about dragons.
No, it's not, but you're showing signs of being a piece of shit.
I would like you to roll perception and, wits empathy.
Also, manipulation, intimidation.
One success. so-
Okay.
Unless this is a clever retort.
No, this is you not betraying the fact that
Yeah.
perhaps talking about dragons might be a delicate subject.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Last night, if I do not miss my guess, you had something of a brainwave, didn't you?
How do you detect brainwaves?
Well, let me show you what I have. And he pulls his watch off and lays it on the bar. You can come in at any point. You could potentially just blow the freehold up if you wanted to.
Stick your head in.
Achoo!
Hey, you see what I got right here? This thing manages to point me towards genius.
I'm flattered.
Well, now, flattery isn't what I'm here for. What I'm here for is your idea.
And what would you do with my idea?
Well, now, we license it. We'd make sure that it was available to whoever could pay the price.
And what price would you offer me for my idea?
You would make a sum total of 80% of all profits.
And how much would you charge?
Well, now that depends on exactly what you're selling.
Oh, but you detected my brainwave. You think it's genius.
That's absolutely true, but I don't know whether you've managed to create the new sliced bread or whether you've developed a new sort of aircraft. I have no idea what you've invented, but I know I want in.
How often have you been to the Spark?
Well, I can't say that I've ever had the pleasure to be here.
And yet you say you detect genius. Zister Flex is revered by all mortals.
That's just Brom waking up in the morning. Sorry.
This is phone alarm.
Ugh.
Well, now, Zister Flex is known to be quite in the pocket of the Grand Bestin.
Do you have any idea of my relation with the Grand Estin?
Oh, we know that you've been working for him. We know that you've been creating a new wing for him. We're not against what the Bestin has to offer. But Zister Flex has certain thoughts on what profit should be. And I know that you are better than that.
You think that I care about dollars or euros or pounds? I'm sure you deal in any currency I chose.
Well, she cares about pounding on. Sorry.
What the fuck was that?
She cares about pounding. I know that much. And Sizer just walks in through.
Yeah.
Good morning, Incisor. We have a guest who wants to buy my shit.
A guest. Did you invite this guest?
No, he showed up.
Okay, buddy. Look, it's 3 days max that you get to stay here as long as you make sure that you follow all the rules and you don't piss people off around here.
He's failing at that last point.
Well, look,
Straight into the sink.
pissing people off is a little bit different than.
Yeah. So,
Now,
Coffee?
look, I must say that I understand that this is a bit of a hard sell.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing to offer you something just for the plans alone.
And what is that?
$75 million U.S. currency in bearer bonds here now. And he opens the briefcase and he shows just stacks and stacks and
Absolute
stacks.
mad lad.
You've come to the wrong knocker.
$75 million is a lot of money.
It is. I can do a whole lot with money. But I can do more with this workshop. I can do more with Sister Flex. I can do more with my own time than I could do with that money. Bonds are pieces of paper.
Are you fucking high? What the fuck? That's $75 million!
Incisor, do you want to sell the plans to your greatest creation to some grifter, was it?
Call him a ne'er-do-well.
Yo, I flushed my greatest creation about 20 minutes ago.
See, you could have had $75 million.
Good morning, and you too, Incisor. Is there breakfast ready? Never mind. I think I'm fine.
See,
Again, you could show up at any time.
I am coming in actually on Incisors line, and I just go, ugh.
Well, I just don't understand. You've got quite a business opportunity in front of you. You won't even consider it?
you don't know what I've made.
So it must be excellent. $75 million U.S. bearer bonds right here on delivery of the plans right now. And you still get 20% of the profit. Well,
So
80%
all
of the
here, my
profits.
friend. So it would take me time, of course, to write them down.
We're willing to be patient.
Excellent. So, let me see the contract.
He nods and he reaches in and he pulls out a manila envelope and he pushes it across the bar. Now, this is a time-limited offer and it comes with a couple of provisos. One is that we get the exclusive right to manufacture and distribute this product. Two, that you haven't already disclosed the plans to anyone else. or if you have, that they swear that they will never divulge the information to anybody. And 3, you make sure you have a good time with that money.
How many pages is the contract?
It's a very simple contract, actually. The contract, how much law do you have? Cool, roll me your intelligence law.
Nice.
Zeron wakes up. And he, for a moment, is a little bit like, what? And then realizes where he is. And then he sighs. It's a happy sigh.
When's the last time you had a good night's sleep?
And he reaches up and he's lying down. He places his hand against your neck and he pauses for a moment. I didn't realize that when a weight was lifted from me, it would come with the ability to fly.
I'm just glad this weight didn't roll over onto you in the night. That was fortunate.
It didn't concern me. I'm very quick. Successes?
1.
I was gonna say no where I can't.
The contract doesn't seem to have any hidden sort of clauses and your soul.
But first,
But it's essentially what the contract says is, I give you $75 million US. You give me the plans. We retain the exclusive rights to manufacture and to license this. We still will work through the laws of the Grand Western. However, the restrictions, as you said, are in place, right? You can't have told somebody about the plans, or if somebody already knows, they have to swear they won't divulge.
Does it specify anything about what the plans are? Or does it just say the plans?
It does make reference to the fact that it must be the work of genius detected. So, no, you can't kind of be like, look, here's my idea for a new scrunchie. It's got rainbow patterns.
pay up, suckers.
$24 I'll give you 24 hours. So I would have dropped this, but I'm not going to. But he just drops it, but then he quickly catches it before it hits.
I could draw you up some interesting plans, but I'm afraid that you aren't interested in the newest paper umbrella. I think your device might be broken.
He closes the briefcase, and you hear clang, and steam
I can
billows
make a
out.
quieter version of that.
Ah, yes, but the theater is what's important. Very well. Jay Grifter knows when he isn't wanted. And he slides the briefcase back to him, and he doffs his cap.
You're of course always welcome at the Spark.
Oh, now I don't feel very welcome right now, I must say.
I'm just not interested in your contract, I'm afraid.
Or being polite. But that's all right. And then Incisor just is like, you know, she's right. You could still technically stay here. I don't really recommend it at this point because you've kind of pissed her off. Here's the thing. She's the steward of the Spark. She can kind of make your life miserable. I
have no intention of doing any such thing. I'm just not interested in your contract.
Yeah, but I might.
That's fair.
So, do you want me to get you a room, or do you want to get the fuck out right now? Sir Brahm, didn't know that I'd be meeting a living legend while I was on my way over here.
You should really do more research.
Jade Grifter. And how are you?
I'm having a good morning so far, Mr. Grifter.
Excellent.
I hope that doesn't change.
Can't imagine why it would. It seems like a lovely day outside, and
It
the
does.
sun's shining out there. And he inclines his head towards the garden doors.
Why don't we go for a walk, you and I? It seems like such a lovely day. Is he intending to be threatening? I don't think so,
I want you to roll your
but that's okay.
your manipulation subterfuge.
One success.
No,
Ah.
not enough.
Okay.
So you're saying that there's a veiled threat here?
No, Brahm's trying to get him out the front doors.
Yeah. So that is so
Oh,
you're not
like he's
being
not- yeah.
you are not being truthful, and you're like, I want to go for a walk with my new friend Jack. I mean Jim.
Yeah.
I mean who?
I wrote Jig, but I don't think
Jig.
it's Jig.
I wrote J-I-G-G.
Oh wow,
it Jake?
Jake.
Jig. It's
Oh,
Jig.
Fuck yeah.
Jigg is
Yeah.
actually
Smarter than I
appropriate.
am.
Nailed it.
Grifter.
And grifter is spelled exactly as you would think.
Yes.
Grifter.
Sophia's getting up out of the nest at
Okay.
this point. She's just like puttering around.
You can, by the way, hear what's going on in there.
Oh, that's good.
Your ears are huge.
So I hear this,
Yes.
and I'm gonna look at Saron. I'm going to go.
He hasn't approached the doors yet. But if you wish, it's not like I could stop you.
Want to come with me?
Yes. Now, I believe that your intentions are pure, but you don't need to incentivize it. I'll be going. Don't you worry. Ms. Chambers. He heads back and he pushes the button, and there's that really awkward wait for the elevator to
I'm
arrive.
actually just gonna step over and just wait next to him. I'm really not trying to, like, I know I'm physically imposing, but I'm not trying to be physically imposing. I'm just getting near his space.
Will you be sharing the ride down with me there?
Yes. I was going to go and get a coffee. Stretch my legs.
There's excellent coffee up here.
There is, but the grass is always greener.
Ding! He steps inside.
Sorry. And I also do as well.
And then, like, you go all Captain America on him at this point.
Yes. No, I press for rez-de-chaussée, ground floor. I'm gonna send Kyoko a text if I can do so.
Yeah. From the elevator? No.
I'll send it, but it will.
It'll get there when the door opens, yeah.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I'm planning on tailing someone. Text back soon.
And then you get a message that's like, oh well. So he starts walking through the lobby and I bid you a good day, Sir Braun. Excellent work getting yourself appointed to that golden braid.
Thank you, sir. I hope you find success with your device seeks out genius.
Oh, I think I'll find success today. Don't you worry. There's always genius around.
That's true.
And he walks off.
Okay. My intention is to kind of start in the other direction, but then I would like to try to tail him. I just want to see where he's going and if he's meeting up with anybody specifically.
Cool, roll me wit survival.
I can do that. Survival?
That's what the tracking is in this.
Let's go. Brahm.
Ah, Nix, where you at, you
Has so
beautiful
much.
bastard?
What? 3 successes.
Okay. He leaves. He goes around the block, and then he's heading back into the building.
Son of a bitch.
But this time he's not headed to the elevator. This time he's headed to the administration offices.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the air. Whee! Is there a problem with this guy? You want I should go and deal with it?
No. I just kind of wish I had chosen the stupid shield or the gun. Unfortunately, Incisor, I've come up with a defense matrix that is going to be of the caliber that will change the face of combat against our kind forever. I fully intend to share it with the Grand Bastin and with Taranar, and of course establish it here at the Spark. It's not the kind of thing that I want a piece of shit like that buying off of me. I know I could do a lot with $75 million, but I'm not going to sell lives. I'm not going to put a price on people's heads.
I mean, I'm not telling you your business, but I mean, sure, the guy had a little bit of a coming on strong attitude, but like...
Would you sell a nuke to a guy with a briefcase full of money instead of making sure that a government you trusted could make sure that proliferation happened so no one would use it?
$75 million buys a lot of fishnet stockings.
I'll buy you some fishnets.
Take a girl out to dinner first. Jeez. I understand. It makes sense. I get it. Hey, where's Sophia? Because, Talus has spent the entire time with a dad.
She's in the garden, last I saw. That's the only place she fits.
I don't think she knows, dude.
No one told her?
She wasn't there all last session.
Where was she?
I don't know.
Oh.
You know,
But she
being
was not.
security.
I have
for the
not
building.
seen her since the fight with Marnie started.
Oh, then. Sorry, I was so removed from most
No,
of
it's
that.
quite
No,
all
it's
right.
very true.
Yeah. Yeah, she, so there was the attack and, she got magicked in a bad way and Brom got her out of it, but side effect, she's a dragon. So that's another reason why I wanted this guy gone with his
Wait,
dragon
what?
gloves. Yep. So, I mean, maybe after she woke up.
I
maybe
left
she's
here
back-
yesterday because there were fucking like 8 million gold branch members here who were just deciding to hang out, not to mention Pretty Boy Zeron, and so I thought everything was going to be fine. You're telling me...
Fine, she's fine. They went and burned down Abford as well. It's gone. I missed out on that. I was grounded. But I mean, I came up with a super cool defense matrix. But yeah, maybe today isn't the day to be inviting guests out onto the garden. If we don't know whether or not they're going to toe the line about the laws regarding dragons.
This I gotta see. And she walks over to the garden doors, opens them, and sees nada. Brom.
She's her own woman.
No.
Dragon.
Dragon.
Woman.
Yeah. Yes.
Brom, he goes into the administrator's office, and the door closes, and that's it. That's where he is.
Okay. I don't want to pull too much crazy spy shit.
And yet,
No, I also don't think. Perfect. She is the security, so when she leaves, it leaves too. I don't think that there's anything I can kind of do in this situation. I know the layout of this building quite well. Would there be a possibility of being able to listen into their conversation via some sort of air duct or something in the next room? Like, that doesn't usually happen. I know.
I want you to roll me your wits larceny.
Okay. At a difficulty of 6?
Sure.
Sure, bud. 2 successes.
You know, all you gotta do is head into the bathroom in the lobby. It turns out that the bathroom shares a wall with this place, and you can hear it through the ductwork, which is awfully inconvenient. But there it is.
I'm gonna do that.
The following conversation takes place in French. Well, now I do appreciate you meeting me here. I hope that everything is in order. Oh yes, it's definitely in order. I wish you the greatest of success as you go forward. I know that there's success. After all, there's genius in the air, isn't it? There you are, sir. It's all there. $75 million USD bearer bonds. All for you. We can just head down to the city hall and make this official.
I sure hope they're getting married. Yeah. Come on.
Come on, marriage.
Wait, why is he paying
I feel
him?
like Westbound Square is worth more than 75 million. It's like a piece of art.
Maybe it's just like
Yes,
the
but this is
top.
US.
Yeah.
That could
that's
also
true.
just be a down payment.
Yep. But anyway.
Oh no.
Well, why don't we just get ourselves out of here? I brought a car for you, too. You always wanted to drive one of them fancy Teslas, didn't you? You mentioned that the last time we were here. There's one sitting for you right downstairs, a Roadster. It's all yours.
Illegal but typical. So typical of deals here.
And
Pretty cool. And then
the door opens up.
the conversation starts to
Yep.
fade away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Want to try to follow them out of the lobby to the Tesla Roadster that he mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to grab Grifter before he gets in the car.
Like, rough him up kind
Like
of grab?
physically grab him and start to take him away.
Do you care about if this other person sees? There's another gentleman here. He's looks to be about, 55 years old. He's also wearing a suit, gray hair, bit of a paunch.
It's just imagine Mark Camacho is the owner of our building.
Ideally, no, I would not like this man to see me take this Grifter away.
Then I need you to
This is
roll
gonna be
me
intense.
your wit stealth at a difficulty of 7.
Okay. Stealth is at a +1 diff for me.
Sure is.
Bronze.
So 8.
Defeat.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower
Okay.
because I kind of want to see what happens if this works.
Nice, Erwin. I respect that.
3 successes.
Wow.
Well, he only has 4 dice to roll.
Okay. It's not going to... Let's see.
Okay. So we're in.
Combat rounds? Oh, no. Okay. Whew.
We're in the basement of this building, and Claude has just handed him a key fob. This guy gets into his Tesla Roadster, and he turns around and starts heading towards his own car. And so you see this as probably a good moment to nab him.
Yep. So as he's heading over to his own car, I'm going to kind of step out from behind one of the concrete pillars down there and just like reach out to him with both of my hands, clap one over his mouth, and drag him with me. Again, this behind this concrete pillar, which leads to a small, like the electrical room behind here.
Okay. So you start pulling him along,
Mm-hmm.
and he. There's an initial bit of surprise, but then he goes absolutely limp.
Oh man.
So it's now, I mean, the thing is, for any normal person, this makes them very difficult to carry.
Right.
For you,
it's kind of annoying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. So And take him into. Actually, I guess yeah. If I used to work maintenance here, I would know some of the old maintenance hangouts. There's an electrical room down here in this basement parking lot. Yes. So I'll bring him inside, close the door behind me, and turn on the like small overhead light bulb. Put him up against the wall. Mr. Grifter, we meet again.
That's assault.
It is. I don't deny it.
I should tell you that was mighty ballsy of you. How is it, by the way, to constantly have blue balls?
Now. I don't think we need to go down that avenue.
No, you did just assault me, and I think I'm being very polite given the circumstances.
It's true, but we don't need to resort to name calling, do we?
No, we also absolutely do not have to resort to the fact that the next time you lay a hand on me, it just might be the last thought you ever have.
I would love for you to step out, get into your vehicle, and go to your meeting. Your sale, to finalize this transaction, whatever it is.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
I know where you're headed, Grifter.
Do you?
I do. And I need you to tell me what you're going to be doing there. There's something very fishy about a man who walks into a building with a briefcase full of bearer bonds, willing to throw them around.
Well, now, I did make that offer in good faith to your oath mate.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You did?
she turned me down. Means that I've got $75 million United States in bearer bonds just burning a hole in my briefcase. Well, I did. As you can see, and he shakes the briefcase, and there's no sound. It's not burning a hole anymore.
So what's the plan, Grifter? You make an offer in good faith, it doesn't go your way. Why not just walk away, find something easier? Or maybe not easier, but perhaps someone who is, I don't know, actually willing to sell their idea to you.
I'm conducting my business completely legitimately. You have no right to interfere.
If your business interferes with my life, I think I have a right to know.
Do you think it's going to interfere with your life? You have no idea what I'm doing.
That's why I'd love to know what it is.
Well, I'm afraid that information is privileged. But I can tell you that I don't appreciate the way that you've treated me today. And Jim Grifter doesn't forget. He is capable of forgiveness, but his mind's a steel trap. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a business meeting to attend to.
And just stick my arm out in front of him to stop him for a moment. I want to break off a piece of the concrete wall and just like go to take a bite out of it.
Oh my god.
I have regular teeth, so this is a really not a good idea, but I'm...
So I should point out that if you have regular teeth and you're looking to eat concrete, that's probably a bad idea. You can definitely put it in your mouth.
I will. I'm going to try to intimidate him.
I want you to roll me your strength intimidation, please.
I have strength.
No, he's only introduced himself as Jig.
Oh no.
The Jim and that was me making fun
Oh.
of Brom.
Oh no. Sorry, that was
Did
a
you just
one.
triple botch?
No. There's successes here. I'm sorry. Although, do remind me, if I score fewer successes than I have ones,
Then it's just a failure.
it's still a failure. Yeah. So no bueno. It's not going over well. Oof.
So you just stab yourself in the eye.
Oh, God damn it. Powder.
So you managed to like pull off a chunk of concrete. Well, it's pleasant. He reaches out with his dragon hide gloves, and he pulls an entire cinder block clear, intact, and just puts it out here, and then with his hand alone crushes it into a powder, and then just blows it away, not at you.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Brome,
Mr. Grifter.
don't you dare fuck with me, because I will rain down so much pain, and it's all legitimate. You have yourself an excellent day, sir.
Hope to see you at Pennons.
I'm afraid not. I make a lousy competitor. And he opens the door,
I'm just gonna let him go.
and then he closes it behind him,
Oh, son of a bitch.
and then just walks away. He's not locking
No,
it,
okay.
but he definitely is like, opens it, and is just like, closes it. He's a knocker. We've established this.
Shit.
Swirlies.
So whatever he just did clearly would have involved more strength than you are capable of generating, which should be impossible.
Right. So I can see a number of possibilities as to how that could happen, but it's
Okay, so
obviously
yeah,
still
it's not
intimidating,
impossible,
right?
but like
Yeah.
trolls are naturally the strongest kith. You are among the strongest of trolls. The strongest of trolls should be able to outstrength any other kith. Wolftrom, no, this is Changeling the Dreaming, actually. So still set in the world of darkness, but not vampire. We roasted a few vampires, though.
Last
That is
session.
true.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give him a minute to. I'll wait until I hear his car hum to life. I'm not sure if it's.
Oh, no, it doesn't make a noise.
Beautiful.
Slick.
It is true.
Smooth operator.
So I'll give it a second and then step out and kind of shakily make my way back up and text Kyoko again. Sorry, only took a second. Coming back now! Exclamation point! Smiley face.
And then the text back is, you haven't come yet.
Oh! I sent back one of these.
So if because I was just aiming to fly up to the roof and chill there.
Yep.
So I'm watching who comes out into the garden. As soon as I see that it's incisor and patches,
Yeah.
I want to fly back down.
Oh, we probably also don't need this spooky music.
Oh no! Please keep
spooky.
it forever. It's the best. Spooky, scary skeleton.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
And I don't know if it's possible for me to land right behind incisor without her noticing.
Probably not.
Probably
You're
not.
pretty big.
You're not used to it.
You create a lot of gusts with your wings.
Fair enough. So I'm just gonna land quite heavily then.
I'm good. I'm not insane.
She falls ass over tea kettle backwards.
Whoa! I love it.
Holy fuck. What the fuck? What the fuck? What?
I'm a dragon now.
83 sessions later.
I am so sorry I dumped you.
I just want to do a little flame out the side of my.
Whoa. Oh, hi, Sophia. Whoops.
Oh God.
Okay, sorry.
Two-Face.
Yes, two bronze.
Okay, well, she's collecting her jaw off the floor. Some shitty person came and tried to buy the plans I developed with sister last night.
A shitty person or a shady person?
Both.
Oh.
I did say
Shitty,
shitty, but
shady
shady
personage.
is also appropriate. He was throwing money around for my idea, not knowing actually what it was.
And yet he knew it existed.
Yeah.
And you'd never seen him before? What was his name?
Jig and Grifter.
That name, I'm assuming, doesn't ring any bells.
Jig Grifter, no.
No. All right. Well, we have to figure out what he's after.
He was wearing dragonhide gloves, so just make sure that maybe you have Zeron or someone else peek their head into the spark before you do, lest he come back. I don't want him setting his sights on you.
You don't think I could take care of myself?
I would love it if you would eat him up in one bite. Don't you doubt it. I just don't think he's operating on his own. Not with that kind of money.
All right. Where did Brom go?
Downstairs with him to get a coffee.
Alone?
Yeah.
That's how Brom do, man.
Oh dear. All right. Well, what are we going to do? We have to figure out. All right. So he offered you how much money?
Way too much.
$75 million. USD.
All right. Did anyone get a look at anything he was carrying?
He had a briefcase on him.
It was a very cool briefcase.
All right. What did?
Oh, so now it's cool. He's not here and now it's cool?
Is there any way you can track? Was there anything distinctive about the briefcase that might give you a sense of who designed it for him, or maybe he designed it for himself?
Maybe he designed it for himself, maybe he bought it off of someone. I think that everything he's wearing he bought off someone, and he swindled people for their plans. And sure, maybe he gives them 80%, but the price that he can sell the things that he finds is horrendous.
Brom, you
He's
can
an
now
arms dealer.
arrive.
He is a...
Well, if he's this successful, he didn't just appear out of nowhere. People know who he is, maybe under a different name.
Yeah.
But we just need to ask around.
Start with sister.
Exactly. He mentioned he was part of a business conglomerate, did he not?
Oh, you're back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't like to announce my presence
It's okay.
anymore. People tend to laugh at me when I do that.
I am Brom.
Hello, I am Brom.
I am
Welcome.
Groot.
Beep, boop, boop. I am Broom.
I'm Groot.
Yay, I am Brom.
So what did he want, Brom?
He wouldn't tell me. All I know is the
Deliveries trucks start showing up, by the way. A lot of them. They're driving into the basement garage. You know this because you have
There.
keen senses.
There are trucks arriving.
he handed that money over to the administrator of this building.
What?
Pleasure doing business with you, I believe, was what was said.
He's buying the fucking spark. If he can't have me, if he can't have the plans, he'll buy it out, the whole damn place out from under us.
But see, I don't think that's how this sort of domain would work.
I
It's not
text
right word.
Zister and I say burn the plans.
Whoa! This freehold is owned by one Zister Flex. It was in fact re-granted to him not that long ago. You cannot.
Okay.
K. Z.
No, the spark is under Sister's control. The building that the spark is in can still be bought and sold.
Yes, but it does not give you access to or ownership of.
No, but he could make our lives very difficult if he wanted to.
Change the
Ding.
elevators.
Excuse me, Incisor?
Sizer turns around, but like she's looking over her shoulder at the dragon.
The dragon gives her a little wink as a dragon. So it's, I don't know how great it looks.
I'm also like looking over the edge and looking at the delivery
So like
trucks.
there's just delivery truck after delivery truck.
Are they all
showing
from the
up.
same company?
Yep.
Are they all like rental U-Hauls or are they from a specific brand?
They're from a specific brand, but it's like it's Delmar. I don't know.
Okay.
It's two guys with big
Ship
hearts.
with Delmar.
Whatever that wonderful place.
3 exalted and a guy.
No, I guess I just meant like,
It's-
are they like rented U-Hauls or are they like from a company that does deliveries? So it's a company that does deliveries. That's
Yeah.
that.
When the door opens up, you see just inside a very tall, a very thin woman wearing a pencil skirt, which almost looks like it's been molded on her. She has a pencil behind one ear. She's holding a very old, small journal in her hands, but she flicks the pages a couple of times and then looks up. Pale face, sallow features, although she's very strikingly attractive. Appearance, 5.
Shit, son.
Wow.
She is a slua.
That was my next question.
Have we seen her before?
No.
Sophia, be ready to get the fuck out of here.
Look, it would not behoove us to start a big fight in the middle of the day.
But
I
I'm
will
ready
get
to
out of
lock
sight.
us down.
But as much as you two are able, try to charm these people until we understand what
I'm
they
gonna
want.
keep my mouth shut, and Brahm will do his best to not stick his foot in his mouth.
Normally this is my domain.
Exactly. So you stay
So-
safe, and we'll make sure that this place goes on lockdown.
Duh. I'm going up to the roof. If you need me, give some kind of signal.
Oh, you'll know.
And also, I can hear everything. My ears are very big.
Start playing Barbra Streisand by Duck Sauce.
Yes. Be safe,
And you.
or Hellfire's coming to back you up.
I am so terrified.
I run the
of her.
fucking side.
Yeah, we are getting the hell out of here.
Woohoo!
Please turn back. Please turn back. Please turn back.
Good morning.
And good morning to you.
My name is Millicent Page, and I'm introducing myself to my new neighbor.
Oh. That's wonderful. You are just moving in.
Yes.
Just, can I like point downstairs?
Oh, yes, we're taking up the entire 12th floor.
And,
We've bought out insert name of Patch's architectural company here.
Dun, dun.
it's so bad.
How banal.
It's so really banal.
So banal.
As in, you've acquired them?
Their offices.
Just their offices?
Yes.
So I guess they're moving.
Your firm's worth more than 75
Yeah,
million. You make big deal things.
yeah, we do. But I don't know. I have no
The
idea.
bridge?
I have no idea about how companies are
The
valued.
bridge?
Well, actually, you
No.
probably could.
Anyway,
No. You're right. Yes, we've bought out the entire architectural company. And I understand that there is a freehold in the building, so I thought that I would stop by.
Of course.
what's going to happen to the employees?
I'm afraid that that's not something that I'm aware of. I'm an administrative assistant.
Miss Page, this is all very sudden, but welcome. Welcome to the building. And to the Spark, I will make sure that the freeholder is here to greet you momentarily, if I can rustle him up.
That won't be necessary. I'm sure that we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
What is it that you do, Miss Page?
I'm an administrative assistant.
The company that you keep.
Well, we're entrepreneurs, and it would seem that we've decided to get into the architectural business.
That either sounds, and you'll forgive me for saying, but that either sounds very predatory or very vague.
You must forgive me. I'm not exactly the most talkative.
Well, Claude often serves
Your phone
wonderful
rings.
drinks, and pardon me.
I can.
It's
do a
it's your
coffee.
boss.
Hi.
Hi, I know that you're on this extended project. Do you happen to be in town?
I could arrange for it.
Could you come in for a meeting, please? Well, if you can make it here in an hour, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, it was actually nearby. Anything I should prep going in? Anything I should read? Any documents you can forward?
Just get in.
All right, see you in an hour.
Oh man.
He hangs up.
Sorry about that.
Of course.
Claude often serves wonderful drinks. There's often food here. There are breakfasts in the morning. You're always welcome to come out before work. And at the moment, unfortunately, our garden is in the midst of landscaping, but it is quite beautiful when it's done.
I have absolutely no doubt.
Will we ever have a chance to perhaps meet your boss?
I believe you already met him this morning. A jig grifter.
We did have the pleasure.
It's too bad. It's really quite a shame that you've decided to work for someone who would provide someone an offer and when refused, buy someone's entire job out from under them.
I'm afraid I have no knowledge of this.
I'm informing you so you can perhaps make more informed choices as to who you associate with. He's unfortunately set himself quite at odds with us upon first meeting, and I hope that doesn't ruin the potential for our relationship.
No, of course not. However, I will say, if I might, that it is an honor to meet you. I'm really sorry that the Baroness isn't here as well.
She's off.
The ground off the ground. Yeah. She's away.
I'm coordinating the delivery. At some point, if it would please you, I'd be happy to give you a tour.
Delivery?
There's new furniture coming in. They're redoing the office.
I would love a tour.
Of course. Give us a week to get things set up, and I'm sure that we can arrange it.
Of course.
Oh, it's also not Wednesday anymore. It's Thursday.
Oh. That's right. Well, Miss Page, it's an honor to meet you as well.
Well, I would not necessarily call myself an honor, but thank you. Oh, and please give the Baroness my regards.
We will. I'd like to, bow deeply to her. I know that it's not, required because she hasn't announced herself as titled or anything like that. But I'd like to try to do that in order to try to, ingratiate
Get a
myself.
good look at her feet.
Well, Brom, you fucking gross dude. No, just but kind of in that vein, I do want to try to be charming and effusive and maybe
I'm
show
so
off
proud,
some of my
Brom.
muscles. a
Yes,
little bit.
Brom,
Just try to get a little
yes.
charming up in there.
I just want to see your toesies.
Can I flex a little bit while I do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
so
can
I want you to roll me. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to roll your appearance and your etiquette,
Okay.
and I will do the same.
Okay. Appearance etiquette. She has more appearance, but I hopefully have more etiquette.
I doubt it.
Her etiquette is 2.
Oh,
And yet I rolled 6 successes.
Damn.
7,
these-
actually.
Damn these ones! I rolled 2 successes.
So she looks, and there's, she's dutifully impressed. However, she is quite the looker, and it's not hard to see that, she might look better in this circumstance than you.
Right. Oh, that's your cold hard one.
Either of you, which one of you wants to take it?
I'm just waiting, basically, so you guys...
We're going to probably close on you, so let's go to your meeting.
All right. I, in the hour in between, go to my room and change into work sort of relevant clothes.
Sure. When you arrive at the office, there are people everywhere. They are pulling in new workstations, new desks, new computers, new drafting tables. Your entire firm is getting a facelift. You see your boss, and he is beaming, and he waves you over.
What's going on?
Conference room, come on. Closes the door. I have to say that I'm impressed. Well, it would seem that the work that you've been doing and the awards that you've recently won has put us on the map. It is only recent, but we have come to an agreement, and we are under new management.
Oh, well, suppose suppose I should congratulate you. I'm sure that's good for you.
I'm retiring.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I think it's time. And he is indeed like,
he could retire like maybe a bit early, but like yeah. He's
I'm
not, like,
finally going
30.
to get a chance to design that log cabin I always wanted.
Wonderful.
But I have a better news for you. And the reason why I'm doing this with you privately is there's been a deal made. You see, because it was your work that brought their attention, they have a contract to offer you. They have either offered for you to stay on at double your salary, or you'll be given 12 months severance if, of course, you decide that you don't want to work with the new management. That was the contingent deal that we struck. That was me.
I appreciate that, though I suppose I'm also a little concerned that negotiations about what would happen with my career were...
Your projects are still active. Everything is still as it was.
What's the name of this company that's bought us? Sorry.
This is me.
Yeah, no, I know, but
make a dollar corp. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Lone grifter.
Predatory loans.
Yes! Ah,
Uh,
sorry.
Riverside Designs Limited.
Nice.
I've never heard of them.
He calls up a website and turns it around to face you, and it's absolutely brand new. However, it is owned by another larger corporation, and this corporation is simply called Gears.
The Z?
No.
We're so disappointed.
Are there at least 3 R's?
I don't think that's how.
That's true. Map's just like chilling.
I was like, fuck you.
So,
Thanks, Eric.
Ears.
Actually, it is now spelled that way.
Yes! Baller.
I'm, of course, going to want to read up about my new bosses.
The offer's on the table. I imagine they're going to present it to you on Monday when they officially take control.
I was going to return, but I suppose I can stay. I'll do it for you.
I was going to return.
Aren't I supposed to be on contract in some other city? Like, isn't
Yes.
that what the deal is?
Yeah.
So it's going to return to where
Okay.
I'm working. Yeah.
So tiny.
This is a great opportunity for you. And I personally have to express my gratitude.
I'm very happy that it's worked out well for you.
We-
And it was wonderful working with you.
I
just doubt that I'll ever be so lucky again. And I, like, stand up and I offer him like a firm handshake.
and he
Oh, that's so firm. I felt it from here.
and then he just. You can take the rest of the day off to. Well, there's no work that's going to happen around here until Monday, as you can see.
take care of yourself. I'm gonna.
He's gonna die soon, isn't he?
No, I really hope
Now,
he
if
gets to,
you were
like-
here, you could ask.
God damn it.
I really hope that he just gets to like go off and be okay.
Nobody gets happy endings in this
Wait, what?
universe.
What the shit?
What?
A character's happy? Well, it's only a matter of time.
What is this? Network television?
Yes.
Not network television. You know,
It's HBO.
HBO. There you go. Thank you.
Punch the elevator button.
To get back up to the spark?
Yeah.
It breaks.
Okay. You're back up to the spark.
Cool. They bought my company. They've offered to double my salary or buy me out for 12 months. I'm sure I'm going to love the details of buying me out for 12 months.
It's just a opening salvo.
Yep,
Are you in the
Okay.
garden when you say this?
I can be close.
Yeah,
to
we can all be in the garden, sure.
doors. Yeah.
So they bought your company.
Yeah. I mean, good for my boss. He gets to retire early like he always wanted to. I'm sure there are plenty of others that are going to be happy.
I bought a boat. It's called Inspiration.
It's called clarity.
Things could never go wrong.
I'm going
Second
to text Zister again with Jig Grifter and Gears. Who are they? We're fucked.
Who are they? Where is it? Swear to me.
Perfect. Yes, Patches, do let us know what Zister says. I have a feeling he would be the most likely candidate to know.
The door to the garden opens up,
Yeah.
and Zister just strides in, and the first thing that he does is he looks right at Patches. What happened?
Do you know of Grifter?
Yes.
So he showed up with this briefcase full of cash, offering to buy the idea I came up with last night.
And you turned him
I
down.
told him to fuck off because I could get a good sense of the kinds of, I just knew he wouldn't do the right thing with that. And then turns out he went down and bought out the company that I used to work for, that I technically still work for. He has a lot of money.
You'll excuse me for a second. And he turns and he looks up at the sky, away from all of you. And he just goes, why? Huh? Why? Why? You decided that you gave me Talish back, and then you decide that, maybe there's something that I have to pay for it? You send me Jig Grifter? And he turns back to you.
Who is he, sister?
You have history.
Are
Can
his
I get the
intentions
Grand Best
bad?
in to kill him? Can I kill him?
Wait, what?
I hate him. I'm fine with him just getting, all of his abilities to conduct business revoked. I'm fine with sending, the forces of the law after him for fucking with patents. But of course he does it all above board, doesn't he?
That's just it. As a knocker,
Look, I have a Baroness and a Duke on my side, and I'm sure I could get the High Queen to bend her ear if I needed to. How do I do it?
it's not that simple. He hasn't ever done anything wrong. He's pissed a lot of people off, of course, but
How do I get rid of him then? How do I get him to move on to the next plaything?
How does he operate?
He operates with a seemingly unending pile of money. I've tried to prove that he's been shelling prescribed technology using mortal currency instead of what we would normally use, but nothing. I imagine that he's independently wealthy based on other patents that he's used in the real world. Because I don't believe he inherited the money. In fact, I haven't seen evidence of that money other than what he's seemingly controlled through his company, Gears. But it's all above board. The best Din has never liked him because all he tries to do is buy rights. He's currently sitting on at least 12 patents. But here's the thing. He buys them, and he never constructs them.
Never.
All of his contracts seem to be surrounding the fact that he controls the technology, but it's never built.
Interesting. What if somebody is paying him to buy up these patents so that this technology never sees the light of day?
It's possible.
You know, I might have taken the money if I knew that.
But that doesn't still make any sense. He's a knocker. Why suppress one's urge to bring forth ideas?
Hey, the ideas exist. You get to draw them all up and you get to feel real good and get your big wad of cash and you can make other shit.
Here's the problem. He owns this Gears, and Gears employs many Fae. Fae who wouldn't otherwise have a place in the world. He tends to find those who are disadvantaged and offers them very good employment, lots of money,
No one
protection
cried
from
over
banality.
price setters. But of course we'll cry over this guy and his employees.
He's a hero to them.
Then
I don't know what his game is, but I do know that the plans no longer exist in hard copy.
Good.
This woman who was in the Spark, Millicent?
Page. That's right.
So, claims to be an administrative assistant.
Well, somebody needs to get to know her.
She's gonna be my coworker next week.
How
What?
difficult would it be for you to befriend her?
People seem to like me at my old job.
All right, so Patches,
We'll have some nice coffee.
you need to
chat
get
around the water
information
cooler.
from her or get access to her computer otherwise. How about that?
Yes, run the honeypot. Brom, it's a no-brainer for you.
Why is that a no-brainer?
Well,
And I checked myself out in my jeans. Like, what do you mean?
because naturally, out of every single person here, you're the one most suited to it.
Normally I would volunteer my services, but I am a dragon.
It's fine.
I can't help.
As a clause to my continuing my contract at this lovely 2 times my salary, I'm sure I can request a personal assistant for my added workload. You know how to type at a computer and look like you're busy, right?
Oh, I like this
You
plan.
can be the clueless intern that everyone has a sweet spot for.
You could be Chris Hemsworth.
He's
in
over
Ghostbusters.
40.
You can be the clueless, clumsy genius that everyone
Either way, he's
is fond
clueless.
of.
We're going to have to dress you up like an artiste. We'll get you a beret.
You're joking. Everyone
take
must
him
be
shopping?
joking.
No.
No.
Oh.
You're going to be this sort of genius that only can be marshaled by somebody with the technical skill to see your designs through.
Damn it, sister, why are you smart?
I don't think this.
You're going to have to dress the part.
I am.
Mock turtlenecks.
Would you?
I'm thinking Steve Jobs meets Andy Warhol.
Mock turtlenecks, jeans.
Sister, I've attempted many challenging things over the years,
You're going to need small spectacles. Square.
and never have I done anything quite like this.
Well, Sophia's never been a dragon before, and you don't see her complaining.
It's true.
I'm not complaining. I'm excited.
Though I suppose Millicent might see through us.
So what can I do while you're all going all undercover espionage?
Figure out how to look like it's not a dragon.
Get ready to burn
I
the
can't
12th
do
floor.
that, Dave.
Guard the garden.
Guard the garden?
No, Lady Sophia.
Let me
then-
go
Keep
on
an eye on all these
reconnaissance.
fucking deliveries that they have coming and going. Be our eyes and ears. See
Basic.
every move they're making. Keep note. Figure out what the fuck they're doing.
I could follow the trucks.
I was going to say, we can't necessarily follow
They can see it.
his money.
I can be air.
The workers were mortal, by the way, in the downstairs. So the people
Yeah.
delivering, they're mortal. They can't see her.
No, but like if there are at least 2 Cathane involved, then there may be more.
There could be some more, yeah.
So one of them might see a fucking dragon floating around.
Gotta be invisible.
I can be air.
Is
Well-
this condition permanent, by the
I
way?
have no idea. No idea. But I do know I need to spend a night by the balefire.
My
at some
doors
point
aren't up to
soon.
dragon code.
Patches,
There's
could
a
you make me
dragon
small
code.
before you leave, and maybe I can sleep by the balefire? I'm almost out of glamour, and it's not nice.
Not
Thank
nice.
you.
Let's have some nightmare and probably botch and have you die. This is really exciting.
I appreciate
She
it.
just
This is
keeps
my smallest
shrinking
tool.
I
until she
just
goes to the
need
quantum
some.
realm. Oh shit.
Burning through glamour.
Sorry.
Really fun. And I'm gonna up the difficulty by
You
one.
got all your
because
glamour back.
Bunk?
I spent one to shrink her last
Yeah,
night.
okay, so then you're
And
spending
it wasn't
another.
next to the balefire, so I'm spending another.
It's
I'm
Fae, though, that what you're doing, though.
Yes, but it says it's always weird,
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
or rather chimeric. Whatever the
Weird,
thing is
yeah.
that makes it.
Well,
expensive.
yeah, because if I'm chimerical, then you don't have to spend.
No, this isn't one that switches depending on your target.
It says specifically for metamorphosis. Go ahead and roll. Well, I don't. Yeah, we'll deal with it later.
I take my sweet fucking time and I
Sweet fucking time. Ba, ba, ba. Good times never fucked so
I take
good.
your nest and I start like spinning it into a spiral.
My dick's
Until you
still in.
Tell you to sit into the spiral of the nest.
Perfect. I
So
go to sit in the spiral of
if
the
8,
nest.
down 1 because of freehold, up 1 because of
Senior time.
senior time because I'm going to make it last longer.
But then-
And then how much is my bunk?
It's 3.
Wow, I love it.
5. Woo! That's another
You're-
dot of nightmare.
You're in a freehold, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's another spot of nightmare. So that's 1, 2 successes. So she only shrinks half, so I spent another spot of
Was it
glamour.
3?
Oh, I earned an angry
Either way,
did I?
you won't be able to squeeze through enough.
Ah, yeah.
Damn it.
I should have rolled another nightmare. So that's the 4th dot of nightmare. Cool. So I'll just I need to reroll.
It doesn't matter.
'cause
It doesn't
whatever.
matter. It
Whatever. You're
succeeds.
smaller. Great.
Thank you.
Yay.
As soon as I have more glamour patches, I will lower your nightmare. I just don't have enough right now. And I can't fit in the elevator for the balefire. It's a terrible situation.
So wait, what have you
So I
specifically accomplished?
traded 2 glamour and 2 nightmare for her being able to get into the balefire for 3 times. So 3 scenes. So hopefully that's enough for her to sleep and regain glamour. Like I used time. So
I would argue that if it's just to sleep
yeah.
through the night, I would say that's 1. So you can give yourself 1 more glamour back and knock 1 nightmare off. You didn't need to do 2 rolls.
Hooray. Thank you,
If
patches.
it, like for a scene, if it was like a high octane, like what, then yeah, it would be a scene.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just to go to sleep, and it's specifically so that you can sleep by the balefire, like I'm not going to penalize you too hard for that.
I appreciate it.
I kind of like
I
you
was
being
just
able
like,
to do magic.
This is the kind of thing that usually you don't have to roll for. You get an NPC to do.
That is
Yeah.
Wow.
You're the
Who else
you're
in the Spark knows
Oh,
what
I
a
see.
Metamorphosis is?
I'm just a tool.
Yes, you are.
Wait.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's listen to that, shall we?
You know what it is.
You
John.
see the word salt in it. And I
Sweet fucking time. Ba, ba, ba. Good times never fucked so
I take
good.
your nest and I start like spinning it into a spiral.
My dick's still in.
Until you just sit into the spiral.
John went all out with it. It was great.
So on that disappointment.
And on that ultimately disappointing note, I think we'll end the session here.
Wait. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna.
No, well,
No.
okay.
Well, I'm gonna go
What
see
is it?
Kyoko. I have no. I have
Okay,
no
go see Kyoko.
game plan. I just wanted to. Oh yeah, no, I have a game plan. I'm gonna tell her all the exciting news. Lady Kyoko.
Yes.
I abandoned you, but I am back. There's been a development.
Oh? She's like cleaning, she's cleaning Sophia's apartment. She is cleaning the kitchen. Now she's changing the linens on the bed.
I'd like to assist her with this while she's doing it. If she doesn't mind getting my rock shit
Perhaps
all over
maybe
it.
I'll take care of the bed.
Oh, all right, of course. I start to like tidy up. Maybe there's some papers somewhere that I can stack.
Okay, as you start stacking some papers, you hear
I look down.
under the papers, you see just like an irritated little green nose poke out from underneath.
Mab, is that you? Lift it up.
She's holding the smallest martini you've ever seen.
No, she's just been, you see that she has chewed up some of these papers and has created a nest for herself. These papers may or may not have been important. She doesn't know, and she also does not care.
Definitely does not care. Mab, I'm sorry. Do you want me to bring you out to the Lady Sophia? She has changed. Okay. She will be back soon, I promise. I'm sorry that she has not been here.
And she just starts pulling the shreds of paper over her head.
Do you want to listen to some music? Okay. I'm sorry, little buddy. Oh my god, you're so cute. Oh yeah. Sorry, Lady Kyoko, where was I? And I like tuck the papers around. Oh, yes, right. One Mr. Grifter came in today? I know. Wait.
Jig Grifter?
Yes.
And I think we'll end this session
Son of a bitch!
here.
Woo!
God, I hope he's an ex.
I also hope so.
God, I hope it's urine.
Fucked up. So bad. Sorry, folks.
No, not at all.
How did you fuck up?
Oh, it was good. You
By
should've taken
being
the
a
money.
total asshole and not taking the 24 hours to consider it and not finding out who he was.
Yeah, but how
Almost
could
like
you
know my
not be like?
character and
How could
that
you
she
not be
has
Patches?
The impatient flaw.
Yeah, she's impatient.
It's true, you patches all over that. Yeah.
Why does everybody assume
it's
that
true, it's true, we
Kyoko's
don't-
like, oh, yep, I've heard a name. She fucked him.
him.
No, we're not
very-
saying
it's
that.
very
I say
possible
we
that-
hope it
Hoping.
is.
Business transaction,
Okay,
whatever.
what it
You be you, says
Business
Dio.
transaction.
The crosshair. I turned somebody into a dragon, and here I just introduce a sleazy knocker, and you're like, this one's better.
Everyone's got their. No, it's the accent. It reminds me of
It's
the
a
certain.
reminds
different
them of-
accent
I know.
than Entropy's, but
But it's
Too
similar.
far.
Yeah.
It's similar. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get your play of the game vote up soon. We have a drink counter that there's been 5 drinks, but Kate, what did you learn?
Patches can't be bought.
Oh shit.
Like 75 million. She was like, wow, I could do basically anything with that, except I don't fucking trust this guy.
Yeah. Would you sell a nuke to a dude with a briefcase full of cash?
Yeah.
I thought that was really
Yeah.
true, and I was like,
That's
yeah.
how-
Yeah, I
no,
love
I
that
don't think
line.
so.
I loved that line.
Yeah.
And Sizer's like, uh-huh. Go on.
Money.
Liz?
Sophia, with every day that she wakes up as a dragon, this has only been once, she's getting a little bit scared that this might be permanent, but she's still trying to look on the bright side and see the silver lining.
Always look on the bright
But it's also very
side of
frustrating to her that she's depleting her glamour and cannot regain it without somebody else's help. That's very frustrating to her because that's like what she does.
I have to imagine,
So-
like, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. And as a player, it's frustrating for me because I'm watching my pool deplete and I'm just like,
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill Abford Pharma, it's hard for you to regain glamour.
Yep.
It's okay. I know what's going to happen. Well, to a certain degree. Scott?
We're the wild cards. I learned that, like, I don't think Braum is, always totally reckless and like running in, swords blazing and all that shit, right? Like,
Are we allowed blazing swords?
are we allowed magical artifacts?
Yeah.
But I will say that I think in meeting this guy and in understanding right away that he doesn't play by the rules and so on, that Brahm's got a new enemy, guys, and his enemy is capitalism.
Oh,
no,
shit!
just like not capitalism, but shitty capital, predatory capital. There's a word I'm looking for.
Well, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for today's play of the game. Sophia, the dragon, forgets that visiting a dreamer's sleep has repercussions. Squishy repercussions.
Perfecto.
Brahm practices his mugging skills, and Patches stared down at the grifter of capitalism and whispered, "No." That's vote 0, 1, or 2 now. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Which one of you three would be the most likely to cheat at this game?
Okay.
To fudge a die roll, to forget to spend the willpower on their sheet, to add a few experience here or there?
Hi, Krister.
Hi, Krister.
Krister.
Krister, I turned a she into a dragon because of an unleashing that went out of control, and that's a problem. I also ended up fucking over knockers, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can answer that, John.
See, the interesting thing is that because none of you immediately were like, oh, it's
it's gotta be that guy.
then I don't
Yeah.
think that you would. I don't think any of you would. And I realized this because I posted earlier today about an experience because of what happened last session with Patches and having her experience a supernatural fear. And then it reminded me of the LARP that I was in where I was told constantly how I felt or thought, and I hated it. And then I was given an epilogue, which I didn't want. But then it reminded me that there was something else that happened, and that was that in that LARP there was rampant cheating. Rampant cheating. And
Yeah.
and none of when I actually asked some people, I pointed it out and I was like, hey, I know that you have spent too much. I know that this is something that you've done. They were just like, that's not a big deal. Everybody does it. Nobody's keeping track of this, so I'm not keeping track of it. Nobody's keeping track of how much glamour or willpower or rage or blood or whatever they've spent. It was an all Supernatural's World of Darkness game.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no.
Oh boy.
It was an interesting.
It's exciting.
It was sort of like an alternate reality, like a
That's
what
the
if
limiting
kind of thing.
factor.
But
if everyone can just
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can
use
do
all your
whatever, then
abilities.
Yeah,
just erase
and people
over
were just
and
like, well,
say
nobody's
stuff
keeping
up.
track, so I won't keep track.
right.
And I realized that I don't worry about that from you.
I was
So.
going to say, I think Aragorn says it best here, actually, in response, John.
I think these three players in particular
Yeah.
kind of
I
like to
know, like-
fail.
No, I think when we all game together, the four of us, there's the stakes are very real because I don't want to say, oh yeah, oh man, I just made that heroic roll. No, I'd rather fall on my face. Obviously, I don't want to botch a roll and then have it lead to another PC's death. That would be really shitty. But I don't think you would do that either. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
What I can also see
Okey-dokey.
is that today, it's Patches.
Yay! No, it's okay.
Gonna have to wait a little longer to buy your thing.
Unless we had also gotten the drink counter, there's no point. I would need to wait another week anyway.
Still.
I don't know.
After dying twice in one game, it's pretty clear Scott doesn't botch rolls. Well, it was an interesting observation that I had is that you guys are meticulous in your record keeping when I know that some people are very much not.
But there have definitely been times with my nightmare, I think I was tracking it wrong initially. There are a couple of things that I've certainly done wrong, and
But it's
perhaps,
never intentional. It's just
or perhaps I've been maybe this is wrong and not rush to correct it immediately. 'cause it benefits me.
that's not really cheating per se. There's just an interesting thought that I had, notably because when I realized that when I do actually manage to make this deep dive stream where I'm going to be taking episodes of games that I have been the storyteller for and actually breaking down my thought process as we go through based on my improvisational GM style, I realized that I can't account for cheating when I'm playing with you guys.
Yeah, because you can't see.
Because you don't cheat.
Oh, and also we don't really look at each other's die rolls, frankly.
Us.
Well, it would
but
really
like-
slow us
like-
down.
Yeah,
It's a lot
I
more
don't
exalted
actually
because
see
it's,
your
so
your
exciting.
dice rolls and I
How
don't
many
care.
successes you get.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Oh, forgot to say, Kate, the red ensemble with the earrings, etc., gets fashion money points for sure. That's fair. I think that's fair.
I think it's wonderful.
But that stream is happening. So the plan for that, once I figure out exactly what the format will be, is it'll be a live rewatch of certain scenes. I'll answer questions from you as we're going through, but I think we'll have to accelerate them. I have to figure out like the specifics, because otherwise I would just literally have to like take many, many, many small clips, which I might do too. We'll see.
Oh, did we decide to use any optional material or new rules from the C20 Player's Guide?
From the C20 Player's Guide. We are absolutely using optional material and new rules from the C20 Player's Guide. Some of it has shown up already, and they don't know it yet.
Ooh.
Because I don't think all of you have read the C20 Player's Guide cover to cover.
No, I haven't.
Cover to cover.
I am moving towards unscrewing my life schedule. It's been pretty crazy this year, so I feel like I may have time in the near future to actually sit down and give it a good read. Because I hear there's a lot of cool shit in there, and I want
The C20 Player's Guide is, and I'm saying this as just a fan of Changeling as a whole, fan-fucking-tastic. But because it doesn't force you to use any of it if you don't want to, but the stuff that's in there is just like, Tailcraft actually makes fucking sense. It's a good art. I'm so happy. Tailcraft was, oh man. Buy it. Go. Drive-Thru RPG. Go and have a look at it. And in the meantime, you have 5 drinks. So.
Yeah, I wasn't super clear on it, guys. The last thing I came to was either like specifically referring to things that happen in chat or the word yes, because I know sometimes 2 people, it happens at once, double. But
my guess was a chimera
Yeah.
name, because the last time it seemed to be when you said Mab, and
Yes.
then the other time it was probably Sophia.
right, who is, I guess, a chimera now.
Yeah.
Because it came up when I referred to Grifter as a piece of shit, or something like that. And so I feel like Yas might have happened, but I don't know. Like, but the thing is, with like delay, it might have also mentioned Sophia.
Because it was the Mab thing too. I remember there was one there, and I don't remember anything happening around that. So.
I mean, I usually Yas in response to Mab being mad.
That's true.
I'm happy to guess.
I'm
one
happy
or
to
the
guess
other.
Yas. Happy to guess Yas.
Yeah, Kate, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Yas personally.
We are going to guess.
Yas.
Ah, nope.
My guess is going to be that when player characters made reference to a chimera directly,
The other one. That's fair.
because that's what I thought it was. Krista, by the way, the Xi'an have already featured into this game. We
Chimera.
tied it
I'm
in.
sorry.
That's okay.
Very nice. No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all good.
I feel like a little bit kind
No,
of guilty though, because like it was your second choice.
It's okay. It's
fair.
that game, Family Feud. There we
Would
go.
have been if someone had said.
Oh, Chimera.
Oh, jeez.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Nobody
I get
says
what you mean now
Chimera.
by 2 drinks.
When I win, I get fan art, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's all in good time. I know that there's some fan art that apparently I've heard that there's been some samples sent out. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, actually, I have to say I also saw a sample of some fan art today from one Elenaria.
Who of? If nothing else, then we have to have some dragon pics.
Yeah,
True.
truth.
Dragon Sophia being all like,
Fancy dragon.
Guys, we cannot wait to be sharing this with you once it is available and you know, exciting. Like, it's very cool.
Folks, tomorrow 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, not here, twitch.tv/Beanduck, BEANDUCK, full party, an Exalted 3rd Edition campaign will be running its 15th session,
Holy shit.
I think. It's still pretty early on, and it's easy to catch up. Come and watch. Also, on Friday, I imagine there's going to be some pretty baller action.
Correct. We are back with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm available.
And you guys started a new game on Saturdays, didn't you?
We did. We started guard duty.
but this coming Saturday, it's gonna be a solo Saturday. Just
I
Kate.
am not free. I am watching
So-
fringe shows.
Stay tuned to the Twitter for all those details.
However, this Sunday, you will be sure that we'll be right here. Father's Day,
Oh shit, yeah.
but then here.
Yeah.
With Changeling the Streaming, episode 84.
Oh my
Crazy.
god.
This is getting nuts.
Krister, today the salutes are for you. Thank you so much for helping to develop a game that we've enjoyed for hours and hours and hours. And we have to thank you so much for that. Along with your support, we've missed you. We understand that you don't live in the Eastern time zone.
Yep.
But we miss you. And we're glad that you came in and stopped by. Also, got to thank people who just showed up. There are people now with 24 months of subscriptions here. We are... I would say that we're not worthy. I'd like to think that we're a little worthy, but we're still surprised and humbled by your support, just as I'm humbled by the 3 people I get to play with every week. You guys don't know that you don't get to have the best role-playing experiences because I do. I get to have it with these guys.
Thank you.
And you don't.
Whoa. Damn, man.
And you never will.
Oh my god! Hello, I'm a dragon.
Thank you, Dio.
Can't shoot me. I'm a dragon.
Appreciate the emote drops. With the pride. We'll see you next time, but until then...
Wait. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Capitalism.